What would you do if I sang out of tune? Would you stand up and walk out on me? Lend me your ears and I'll sing you a song, and I'll try not to sing out of key. Oh, get by. Hey guys, how's it going? It is I, the real Randy Chavez, coming out with you with Mr. Pags. Say, how's it going?
What's going on, everybody? How you doing out there?
Everyone's doing pretty well. And before we get started, everyone should check out at Hey David Don on the Twitter. That dude is the man. Standoff Chart on the app. That dude is also the man. On the YouTube, you got Kyle Willson, Wendy Stibalis, Golden Assets, Puddin' Cheeks, Veve Las Vegas, Taps Trade, Mars Davis, and Legacy of Bermuda. On the Twitter, you have at EQ_crypto, at Wet Wizard Veve. And then if you have any extra monies, AfroDroidLegends.org, YouStayGlassy.store, and WoundedWarriorProject.org. And explain what you're giving away real quick. We're doing a quick giveaway on here for these guys plus Me Home. Me Home is was the biggest super chat.
Me Home was the super chat that won yesterday. Okay, so what we're gonna first, I want to say thanks, Randy, for having me again. I always do. There's a lot of stuff to talk about, man. There's some really cool, extraordinary items to talk about. First is the actual NFT giveaway. Back on the day of the drop, I had bought the rare Hitmonkey comic 204. Obviously, the person that sold it to me knows they sold it to me for $1,000. I bet, you know, 1,000 gems, and I bought it and I held it. It was at first it was like, maybe I should get the set, maybe not. I just thought, like, you know, you never know. I just thought, you know, sometimes I pulled the trigger a little early on certain items. I did that but I was advised maybe not to get in the set, as it might cost me a lot.
Yeah.
At the same time, it might be a longer hold because it's a little bit newer of a comic. So I'm for long holds and stuff. For maybe Grail stuff, I didn't really know, but it's an outstanding and excellent storyline. I got a little bit more into it. I just had this only one, and this is some of the ones that I have that are extra. I have some that are comics and collectibles that I either had gotten by going for the lowest mint, and then I found out later on there was a lower one. It happens. Do you have the lower mint of this rare?
Yeah, I have.
Like
you said number. I have two that are lower.
Okay.
I have like 194 and like 189, I think.
In the rare?
No, the rare yeah, one of them's in the rare. The rare I have 192, and the common I have 189.
Yeah, so you see, you're deep into the early numbers in that set. And so, and for me, you know, I seen that 204, 99.99. I'm like, wow, just, you know, because from other sets I know that are a lot limited like this, $1,000, 1,000 gems for a rare or ultra rare that are in that low number, because, you know, it's usually starting in 10K stuff is like 189, 187, you know, in that range. 204 for a rare is probably right there. Obviously, you have the lowest one, but nonetheless, tonight we're giving it away. You're going to do a grab bag giveaway. You put everybody's name in, that's obviously of your Patreon, in the hat, as well as the highest super chat from yesterday.
So what I did was I figured at Hey David Don would be 1, Standoff Chart would be 2, and then going down the list.
Okay.
There's 15 on here, and then there's, you know, Me Home is number 16. So instead of writing everyone's names, I just wrote numbers. So 1, you know, all the way down is 15.
Smart.
There we are going to get ready here.
And I transferred that to you, so you have that now, right?
Yes, I do have that, and I'll get that to them after the stream. I was actually on the on stream with you last time when I bought those Hitmonkey things. I was drinking alcoholic Arnold Palmer.
Yeah,
those are great. So let's get ready to go, and it is.
Let's go.
Number 4. Who's number 4? It's Wendy Stibalis. Wendy Stibalis.
Are you kidding me?
Rare.
Wow, that's awesome.
Oh, good for her. Good for you, Wendy. So yeah, it's not just a whole bunch of number 4s in here. We got number 14. We got number 10.
Yeah,
number 7.
You don't have to go through that, bro.
All those, yeah.
You're legit. Yeah. That's awesome.
So if she wins that, I'll contact her afterwards, and then we'll get the stuff.
That's awesome. That's awesome. Good. That's awesome. So what we're gonna do for the latter portion of the segment, I'm going to be giving away 1 or maybe 2 Captain America uncommons. We'll see how good I'm feeling. I'm in a great mood. There's been a lot of stuff that's taken place over the past 2 days and segmented to be finalized today. And I'd like to go over that, but man, so tell me some new stuff, bro. I know I try to catch a couple of your streams. I've been in there, I've been inside, but I've had to come out early and stuff. And I know you were touching all kinds of topics, a lot of alligator Loki information.
A lot of those. Yeah.
Tell me about, man. Talk to me, because
sure. So. Yeah. I mean, most recently, I just today, like a couple, like not even 3 hours ago, I had a thought there's been a big market retrace, like secret rare Deadpool was up to like 3,500 and Storm was up to like over 3K, and Deadpool retraced back to like 26 or 2,700. Secret rare Storm went down to 2,100. I was like, this is stupid. They're retracing hundreds of dollars as we're about to get on exchanges, and I don't know what's going to come first, whether it's exchanges. Hey, Pina's there saying, hi, guys. Hi. And there's about to be, I don't know if the exchange is going to come first, if the OMI to NFT is going to come after that, or we're going to, what's happening. I expect if we're able to go on like the Binance NFT marketplace or the Coinbase NFT marketplace or even OpenSea, I don't expect Marvel, Disney, or DC to go there just yet. I would really just expect like the artists, the smaller ones, and then maybe the smaller companies like Cartoon Network. So it is like a slightly longer play, like just slightly. I mean, Reese had always said to not discount the bigger companies because they like money, even if there is a lot of red tape. But I noticed a big pullback, but the Grails did not have a pullback. The Grails were the ones that they pulled back a little bit. Walt pulled back a little bit. Riso pulled back like a couple $100. Todd pulled back maybe like $1,000. So I was thinking, okay, the Grails are the ones that, these are a little more parabolic. We can parabolas every now and then. We had also Wendy. You want a giveaway? You want a rare hit monkey?
Did she? Did you? Oh, she just came on. Oh yeah. Does she know? She probably don't even know.
Yeah.
That's so sick.
So I noticed that the comics, which are the Marvel Comics #1 is obviously to the moon. That's out of reach of most people. But what are some of the other better comics that are on the app right now? Is Fantastic Four #1, Fantastic Four #5, and I actually talked to Comics and Crypto. I was like, hey, if you had an extra reso to sell, which ones would you get? And he's like, well, actually, the Tales of Suspense, I just picked these. I was like, okay, so I picked one of those up. And, he told me about the CGC site where you can see the list of sales, and that Fantastic Four #1, for millions of dollars that'd probably go for. So I sold my reso because I could have sold my Captain America. I could have sold my Storm, like the number 47 and number 43. And I was like, well, that's a 8.5% tax rate or a fee that you have to pay, whereas reso is 2.5%. So I sold my extra reso, and I went and got a Fantastic Four #1. I already had one, the one that I bought on the stream with you, and then I bought another secret rare alligator Loki. And why I kind of not double down, is very hard for me to double down, was because I saw Ray Fixie the other day say that y'all been sleeping on alligator Lokis, and I don't know if he's ever mentioned him before, or if he has, I haven't seen it. I've heard him mention Pride and Superman, and like a couple of other things, but I haven't heard him talk about that. So to my understanding, the only people that were really buying them was me. Dr. Profit made a post about it, and then one of my subscribers, Alfred Montaner, who has 192,000 subscribers himself, says, yeah, I'm going to release a video about it and a post about it. I was like, wow, to subscribers. But as soon as Ray Fixie said, yeah, I've been buying some, when he was at 4K, went back down to like 2.9 or 0.6 or whatever. I was like, oh, this is dumb. So I just got another one. And
that's the alligator Loki secret rare, right?
Yeah. So
how many do you own now of them?
15 of them.
Secret rares?
Yeah, secret rares.
Oh
and
my
it's
God.
at some point I will get another one, because figure if there's 800, 8 of them is 1% of the supply. So at 16 I'll have 2%. But if I know Ray Fixie and Dr. Prop, they probably have much more than I do. And I'm thinking that, and I know Dr. Profit doesn't sell. Ray Fixie, I don't think I've ever seen his name on the market. My friend Alvin Montanero doesn't. So I know that probably a good 10% of these are locked up, and if not more, and unable to go. And then Brock McBlockchain, the guy that does the fiches, he had a post the other day saying that somebody swept up the Alligator Loki floor of the Commons, and because they were like $35. And then they rose to like 40, 45, and then he makes another post like 5 minutes ago saying that there's the Commons are number 69, like they're $69 now. I was like, damn. So I have 80 of those, so that's nice.
80 Commons?
Yeah, going hard.
Oh, bro. I mean, look, man, I'm that's really cool stuff. Do you know wow. I don't own any Alligator Lokis. I got one on the drop, and I shipped.
Nice.
It was a rare. I gave it over to I transferred it over to my wife.
Yeah, they'll try.
On her account. I don't own any. There were particular like even Storm. Like Storm, I never got into any Storm.
Really?
I didn't get a Storm at all. And then all of a sudden I get this. Yeah, what's going on? Yeah, you know what you got to do. Like, I'm like, wow, bro. It's like a mob call. I don't even, they click, they hang up. I'm like, what? I'm like, wow. Then I'm over there sniping Storms,
Wait, who was it?
I have the whole entire set of Storm, like sub 50. I got like 40s, I got in the 40s, and then
oh my God.
I got the Seeker. I got 75. However, I'm in the process of trading it either for the 45 or the 57 or the 47 with stuff. I have to add my 75 with stuff to get the 45, the 47, or the 57, all owned by the same family.
Oh, wow.
And if I could do that, then it'll be great, because then I'll be all in the 40s and maybe just a couple in the 50s for the Storm set.
So who's the call from?
Huh?
Was it from Comics and Crypto? Who's the call from?
It's my advisory camp. I can't really talk about that right now, but if I got it like near drop day, like post drop day, like in that, I could have, or maybe not, I don't say drop day, but probably like 2 or 3 days after drop, I would have probably gotten a significant discount based on what I paid. Because when I buy, it's got to be like sub 60 or less, or even sub 50. And I mean, for set collecting, I mean, if I'm just like going to grab, like, obviously SpiderMan, certain secret rares where it's just like floor don't matter, like I did with the Todds. I picked both my Todds up for $1,700 each. You know what I mean? And I got them late. And that was like that was back in I got my Todds back in September. And and that was because of that call that came in. Like I was telling you, get a secret rare, get a SpiderMan, and that call set me up to get a SpiderMan. The SpiderMan secret rare on advised, the Superman and the Todd, of which I didn't have either of the three.
Oh, wow.
And the whole SpiderMan, I had the whole set, which we'll talk about in a minute. But man, let me tell you, I just I want to say that this industry is, I look, everything that I say, a lot of people, they take it, and some people run with it, and some people brush it off. It's everybody's, discretion of how they take information. I don't want to, be that guy, because, then they're like, I held you, you told me this, I'm not. And I'm not an advisory when it comes to investments. I love sharing my experiences and obviously the transactions that we do. I'm transparent, and I like to share that stuff to let everyone understand what's really going on in the industry and who's really, well, look, there's like probably 2 or 3 handfuls of what we would consider whales on Veve. And I know that sounds like a lot, but when you're talking about millions, of participants, 10 to 15 whales is not a lot, and but as what I would consider being a whale, I'm a specific whale. Like there's whales that will gobble up anything in the ocean and eat it. It doesn't matter. Me, I'm more particular to what I eat, and don't get me wrong, but everything's got to be like filet mignon and lobster. You know what I mean? And I know filet mignon don't exist in the ocean, but it's that kind of analogy when it comes to the specifics on either mint numbers or particular sets and or collectibles that I'm invested in. As most people know, I have almost 3 dozen comic sets, of which are the best. They're basically the top 30. I have every single one of the top 30, or at least the best of the top 30. And I've collected a lot of collectibles, but sets. And this opportunities come by where we make decisions for ourselves, and it's like if I had $2 billion and I went to Ray Fixie and was like, Ray, I don't care what your collectible sets are. I'm going to give you $2 billion. Like, as much as he's a collector and a whale and all that, everybody has their price. As exuberant and as exaggerated as that is, and probably not even deserved, there's a number that they're willing to pass off on, as you are and as I am. This is just the way it is. And considering what I have and what I've collected, there comes a time where, if you are made an offer, sometimes you have to make that decision as to, would you take one bird in a hand or 2 in the bush? And it's very difficult, you know what I mean? And considering what I have and considering what I've collected over these past, I'd say good 8 months or so now. I had a little discussion and an offering on 2 of the, obviously the 2 of the top, I guess you could say the top 2 sets on Veve, arguably.
Yeah.
I mean, in the comics, I mean, it's without hesitation, the MC1 comic set is obviously the grail of them.
It's out of reach for most people.
Yeah. I mean, a close second actually being in there with Fantastic Four 1 and either Fantastic Four 5 or the Amazing Spider-Man 1. They're all in the same group. And so I naturally have collected, and I made it known, I think on our very first stream that you had invited me on back in September, I had expressed the experience that I had with the purchase of the MC1 Secret Rare with Paul Ho that I had bought it from, and my experience of how that transaction and negotiations went down, and how I purchased it for $4 million OMI at the time. And at the time, OMI was like 0.0440043 when I did the trade. So, arguably about 12,000, give or take. And then obviously over time, I collected and I traded, I won a couple of auctions. I won an auction to get the 504. I won an auction to get the SpiderMan ultra rare 74 that I got, and I got my other items the way I got them. Now, ironically, the gentleman who I offered 100,000 USD tether for the Amazing Spider-Man 1 Secret Rare 282, which is the lowest of that one, he had declined it respectfully. Yeah. And he had countered, and the counter, it was a little out of reach. Ironically, I had recently, and I mean recently before the bump, I had asked him if he wanted to sell his Spider-Man Secret Rare 73. And he wanted like 20-something thousand, but we went back and forth. I gave him, and I paid 18,000 USDT for it. And that was recently. This was under 2 months ago. And now, obviously the secret rares popped and everything else. I was able to, make a nice set that I had already, the other variants that I had gotten that had the whole set before. And I had one extra secret rare, of which I had recently traded that floor secret rare SpiderMan off for the MC1 common 503, because I had the 504. And this guy he didn't have a secret rare. I had two of them naturally. And he had the 503. I'm like, you know what? Let's do it. I put it in with my set. And just going back and forth of negotiations with Dr. Profit, he's excellent. He's a professional. He's an excellent guy to talk to, a great friend. And for this community, he's the man. I'm not taking nothing away from other whales. And there's a good, like I said, a good handful of real top whales, and probably another 2 or 3 handfuls of whales that I'm probably in that secondary whale category if you want to put us on different levels. But the Prophet is the man. And so he I Mr. Pag's a blue whale or a sperm whale. That's funny. I just had thrown out the MC1 Marvel comic set and the Spider-Man set, both of my sets. Mm-hmm. And I bought that MC1 507. That was the very first one of the uncommons. That's cool. Yeah. So I made a negotiation deal 2 days ago. We went back and forth with some counters and recounters and counters, and Dr. Profit, came up with something, and I took it. And so we did the transaction this morning for the entire MC1 set, which consisted of the 503, the 507, the 509, the 536, and of course the grail of the secret rares, which was actually the number 2 of the lowest, the 762, and the Spider-Man collectible set, including the 73 secret rare and a couple of the 40s and the other, naturally the ultra rare, the rare uncommon. And so we transacted it, and just to let you know, it was almost a $300,000 deal. And and we transacted it this morning, and everything went through. And he's more than a gentleman. He's more than a professional. I had offered, actually, Randy, I threw your name out there since you have a relationship with him as an escrow if needed. He said, Henry, no need. Just send me your addresses. I sent him the USD Tether Tron addresses and the OMI address, and we did part and part, half and half. Not half and half, but third, and everything went through. So I just want to let everyone know that this market is hot, and I've been getting a lot of questions. What are you going to do? Are you coming back in the market? Are you going to try to collect more Spider-Mans or MC1s and everything else? I mean, to let you know, I really can't answer that right now, but I can tell you right now, I loaded the boat up last night with Journey into Mystery commons from $43 to $60. And I did it on the sneak because I don't want to tell nobody. I'm done with it. I bought 61 commons. I swept that floor. And as soon as I swept it, obviously people were like, wow, now I could get like 50 and 60 for mine. And they were like, so it teetered back down into the 50s or whatever. Yeah. I might buy another 100. I'm going to tell you something.
Why that one?
I'm going to, this is the reason. So Journey into Mystery, I don't know, you got to get a little bit, and you're into like Loki. So this goes back into that kind of time period. 1952, this came out. This predates Fantastic Four 1 and a couple of other grails that came out, and of the Silver Age, and obviously later on a time and closer to now. And so it's an outstanding comic. I don't know if you read it. If you read it, it's actually fantastic. It brings their Thor in there, and I'm just letting you know. I think I was always pressing Tales of Suspense as and undervalued secret rare. And I think the whole set is excellent, the Tales of Suspense set, and I think it is also undervalued. However, for Journey to Mystery, I think that is probably a very overlooked and undervalued set. And so, you know, I changed my ranks a little bit, and I'm not going to lie. I could have picked up a whole bunch of fantastic 4-1 like FF1s, and I could have done some more, but I still have that. I still have a lot. I mean, I have over 30. Like I said, just low mint comic sets on Veve, and they're the lowest. I mean, I have a lot of the, you know, every single variant is of the top, bottom, or, you know, closest to the Genesis mints that you can get in each one. And it's very difficult and challenging to do that now, because everybody's into the, you know, 5 and 10 and 20,000 range on gems. And it's out of range for 99% of everybody that's out there. So, you know, I was very fortunate in getting them early. But I'm not a seller in the definition of, you know, oh yeah, I thought you were a collector. Everybody's like, yeah, you're a collector. And then, you know, what do you sell out? And also, listen, I sold 10 NFTs today at like $28,500 on the average for each one. And that's USD Tether and OMI. And, you know, I'm like, you know, it was an excellent deal, you know, and for both of us. Now, he's got something that no one else has in the world.
It's a big plus.
You know, and so you know, not just with that. I mean, even the SpiderMan set. There's no one that has all 5 of those particular. Like you can maybe beat the number in one of the mints or 2 of the mints or whatever, but not one person that has all those particular mint numbers. You know, one person doesn't own all of them. You know, they might have 1 or 2 that might be lower than what I have, but not one. You know, collectively they're all spread out. Yeah. So and MC1 goes without saying. The 3 of the 5 are number ones. The number 503 is number 3, and the 762 is the number 2 on the lowest. You know, I'm not gonna lie. I don't want to say I feel regret, but when you're attached to something, and you know, it's not like, hey, you know, I'm gonna go party tonight. It's not like that, man. You know, I really have an attachment to this stuff. I mean, I'm not like, you know, gonna cry over it because I'm happy to, but at the same time, you know, you get attached to items to the point where, you know, you really you know, when you collect something that you really love and you can't really like part easy, you know, to be honest with you, I even sent I sent him the secret rare is the last, and I sent that 762 the last one. You know, I was like, you know, I was holding on as long as I could, you know, before I sent it. But
when you had part of the decision to do it was because of the gains that you got. How much of what you put in to the app so far, whether it be gems, whether it be, you know, outside deals, how much of what you put in throughout the entire history on Veve did you replenish in this whole in this one deal? Like, did you replenish half of what you put in?
You're not gonna believe me, bro. I'm like, just these 2 sets, between what I paid for the 2 secret rares, that was probably the meat of the entire 2 sets. It's probably about 40K. These 2 sets are these are the most that I've spent in any of the items that I had in any of my sets. It's like these 2 sets were like 40K USDT, like total collective for the whole thing.
Wow. And you got that early. So you actually, so you think that you made, out of all that you put into Veve and all that you still have.
You mean collectively in all of Veve? I'm probably about, I want to say maybe another 50 to 75K more in. So I could say probably somewhere around between, you know, 90 and 115K total. I mean, it's not even about the now, you know what I mean? I mean, you got to realize I got 15 million OMI as a part of this deal. I only paid I say only at the time, I paid 4 million OMI for that one secret rare. You know what I mean? So, you know, it's a big profit. And, you know, I know, you know, it's a hard pill to swallow, you know, not going to lie. And, but I'm happy because, you know, what's come out of it and what I plan to do and what's in the cards. I mean, you have to realize something. Look, just as well as I know, you're in the OMI, you're in those numbers of where I'm at now. I just gained a nice chunk. When we have the opportunity, when people aren't realizing this, and I mean this, the Marvel comic set is going. I'm telling you right now, commons, uncommons, I don't care which variant you own. Obviously, they're going to range. These are $5,000 each. These are going to, every single one of these is a 5K item. I don't care what variant you have. And there's some that are, I mean, obviously the ultra rare is already 2-3K now. Yeah. So that's a 10K item. The secret rares are just going to be untouchable. They're going to be each probably $250,000 to $1 million each. And it's going to have that kind of market cap.
I think SpiderMan gets $250,000 this year. That collectible.
Listen, I can tell you that there's. I don't like to listen. We talk. Obviously, privately we could talk different. Publicly, when we talk, it's weird because people take it. And they go out and then they spend $30,000. They go, Henry said, I like I said, I don't want to be that guy, but there's going to be a lot of millionaires that are made off this. I mean, there's people who already.
I did it because of Omi.
That's what I'm saying. I say that. Well, I put them together because Veve is Omi is Veve. You know what I mean? I mean, all of the transactions that take place on Veve is obviously a byproduct of the burn is because of that reason. Yeah. Once Veveverse happens, and we can speculate as to the whens. We can talk second quarter, third quarter. We could even talk later in the fourth quarter of this year, which is fine. Yeah. I mean, there's a big debate about it because but when it's done, it's done. I don't ever push it. I know I've been through Cardano with the, next month this, next month Shelly, next month Shelly. Just kept putting 2 months there's going to be Shelly, and it got pushed. And it, fortunately, but unfortunately, fortunately for me, it went down because people started getting uptight about, a lot of people sold because they were like, "Out of hell with this friggin' project," and I was able to come in and buy at the time. But it's one of them. Just hold tight. It has, Cardano has 5 levels of progress. It's in its 4th. And then one more after that, and it's a complete package. And I'm just making a point that things do take time. And so Veveverse is, and especially if there's rumors that, Veve is in talks with Apple, and Apple's big in the metaverse is happening, and Apple don't play games. These are, what I mean? Like, and I want to bring up one thing, because I want you to talk. I always take the reins, but I mean this, I want to get into, and this is why I want to talk about Pokemon. Everybody's like, it's not about, if, it's about when. Let me tell you something about Pokemon. First of all, if I had to take my entire collection right now, and it was like a black or red on roulette where you put it up. If you win, you get double what you have. If you lose the whole thing. I would put my entire Veve collection on the fact that Pokemon exists because of one reason. Because NFTs right now are blowing up. And you want to know something? When we talk Pokemon, we don't just talk, it's Pokemon. First of all, it's the largest of any in franchise history. It is the number one entertainment aspect of
highest grossing media franchise.
It is in the world ever. It's more than Mickey Mouse, Star Wars. It's more than even Marvel. It's more than Marvel. Can you imagine that? So just imagine if Disney took Marvel in. And it's more than Marvel. And Marvel's news, when we didn't even have 100,000. We didn't even have 50,000 participants on Veve. And Marvel News took Omi to its all-time high of 1.2, 1.3, 1.4. Can you imagine now that we have millions of people on Veve, and we have a larger base of investors, and the existing investors have actually continually put more money in. And then we get an exchange or exchanges that has now the liquidity to be able to move the transactions. Can you imagine a news release of Pokemon? And I'm going to tell you why it's fact that it is going to happen. You can all send me down the drain because I'm willing to bet my whole entire account. You want to know why? Yeah. Because if Pokemon wasn't going to Veve, it would have been already announced of what NFTs and what companies were going to be working with them. That's the reason why it's Veve. Hell, we couldn't even talk about Alcon and everything else. It's because Veve's the leader in the space, and they're going to be the ones that are going to put it out because they can handle it. Marvel is a perfect example. Disney is a perfect example. And I don't want to talk about everybody else because there's just so many more licensors that are coming in. So I'm just letting you know, when this news is released, I'm not even talking about Apple because that's a huge freaking release. But when we talk about Pokemon, when that comes into space,
yeah,
brother, it's gonna. I'm telling you right now, mark my words, because I always say mark my words. We're gonna cut through the all-time high, hot knife through butter. It ain't even gonna look like it was ever there. And when we do, and people say, "Oh my," it's not like it's just putting facts together, and when you connect dots, brother, it creates that picture, bro. And I'm so blessed and happy that I'm honestly, I look. I know if I gave you 200,000 right now, and I said, "Here, what are you gonna do with it, Rand?" I know what you would do. You'd go right into Omi with it.
yeah.
I know that's how sick you are. You're a
like
psycho.
what 180 I'd put into Omi, and then 20K I'd put into.
Listen how crazy you are. You're psycho. Another 180,000. That's insane. All I'm saying is, look. What I mean is you are the smartest person, though, as insane as you are, because you know why? Because percentage is probably going to make more money than any other investment. And it could do 3, 4, 5 from here. Because if you do a 4x from here, you're at 2 cents, 2.5, 3 cents. You know what I'm saying?
Get that by March.
That's 4x your money. So you're putting 200,000 and you're almost $1 million. And guess what? That's still only 2 cents. If this thing goes to like 5 or 6 cents, which it's very likely it's gonna, especially when you talk about exchanges pulling in their inventory because they buy the coin and they don't buy hundreds. They're gonna be tens of billions of Omi that are gonna be in their coffers.
I think they're buying already. If you look at some of the buy volume on BitForex today, 30 million.
Candles. I seen some candles, bro.
Ridiculous. And that's, I mean, maybe it's a couple of people that maybe have like. They have an inside knowledge with the exchanges, and they say like one person leaks it to one of their buddies. They went to the same fraternity together, or they were whatever, and they say, hey, buy this.
It exists, bro. And don't let anybody tell you inside information doesn't, because it does. And you know what? It doesn't exist in the sense because it's not like, oh, if you tell me I'm gonna they're gonna investigate. It's one of them. There's no proof. If it's a best friend that never said nothing to you, I'm not saying nothing. It's 2 people. You know what I mean? And he does what he does. It's not like you made a phone call and it was recorded. You know what I mean? Yeah. And he goes and does, and someone investing is, I honestly, bro, I'm like, I don't know what I'm pumped more about. I know we still have some awesome comics that are coming. I mean, every comic drop is awesome, but I'm saying like real big, like, Action Comics, because we're going to have DC coming back in.
I can't wait for that.
That's going to be sick. Action Comics. I mean, the #1 Superman, AC1. The first Batman comic is going to be sick. You still have obviously Amazing Fantasy, the first SpiderMan, Amazing Fantasy 15. I mean, so these are when you talk about grails, like these are grails too. Like there's probably like a collection of probably like 10 good grails like ever, and 3 of them are right there. 2 DC and 1 obviously the Amazing Fantasy, and yeah, and then we got Veveverse and all that burn, man. We're at like 17. We're at like 16-17% already burned.
Yeah, so just threw a lot at me there. I'll respond. Out of everything that's going on, Johnny Cash, I'm going to say that's about 10K for both of those, and Bobby's talking about 5 million. So I think that I'm sure he does know somebody because he's been in on like the knockoff of Survivor. He's on TikTok. He probably knows a bunch of people just in his circle that can go and do that. And that's 5 million is, as much as we're talking about this close to $300,000 deal that was just done. That's big. That's more than most people make in years, like several years. I did that in one transaction, my Pokemon card last year. But there, for some people on Wall Street that they're buying 37 million Omi today, on that one candle, some people make $10 million a year. 5 million is a drop in the bucket when you're going to have billionaires on here if they're not already. Do you think Dr. Profit is probably 100 millionaire? Think he's a billionaire?
I don't want to speculate, bro, because
not
publicly either. But I'm going to tell you something. Look, I also own the Walt 45, right? And I'm speaking with the owner of the Walt 41, and it's like a kid and his brother. and they got it right from day one. They got it on the drop. They're like lost in space. Not that they don't know what to do, but they were talking like 6 figures. I offered him 50. I'm sorry, excuse me. I offered him 30,000 USD tether. I just shot a number out.
That was at the time?
Yeah.
Or that was recent? Okay.
That was at the time. 30K USD tether. They said, "No, I'm sorry, Pags. I'll keep you informed. My brother doesn't know exactly." I said, "All right, fine. It's early. No big deal." Came back and said, "Are you still interested to me?" And I said, "Possibly, but things are changed a little bit. Numbers are changed." This was like going back a month. It's like still around 6 figures. So just ironically today comes back in and I'm like, what's going on? How you doing? I'm going back and forth. And I threw 65 at him. And he threw back 90. And I said, lowest right now, right here. Give me your USD tether address right now. What's your bottom? He's like, today, 85K USDT right now. So it's 20K out of my range. Honestly, not out of my range of affordability, out of my range of I already own the 45. If I didn't own the 45,
yeah,
he's getting 85 today, no problem. But I got the 45. And I think Prophet's got 44. I know the guy who's got 42, but he's hodling. He's dying with it. He's gonna die with it, he said. So I think that's diamond hands.
Yeah.
And I just told him to think about it. I'm not, and I think my number 65 is probably right around where Prophet's would be right there too, right around that same number. I mean, I ran it through him. I
mean, especially if he has 44 anyway, it's
I mean, it's one of them. I like, and the thing like this, like, like you're saying, it doesn't matter, if you got 100 million or 20 million, an extra 10 or 15,000, you know what? Yeah, bro, 10 or 15,000 is 10 or 15,000. Doesn't matter what you're worth. That's how I'm the same way. And I respect, Prophet's analogy with that too, because I'm like, you know what? Because I would have split the difference with him. I would have probably whacked it up and we could have bought it together. You know what I mean? I would have did it, but it just,
especially when you can use that into other things. And like Lewis Morgan put out a tweet before, and it actually caused me to take down my secret rare Storm and Captain America for like number 47, number 43, because he said that you think that the prices of these JPEGs are mind-blowing right now. Just wait until Veve collectibles are freely tradable on OpenSea and other over platforms. I was like, yeah, that World of Women NFT that Sandbox bought from Logan Paul for $750,000. It looks nice. I don't think it's worth anywhere near $750,000. But
and it's not animated.
And I went into the Discord and I looked at all like the perks you get with it. It's like, well, you get voting rights on, every small piece of every time one is sold, a piece gets donated to charity, and you get voting rights on where that goes. Like, okay, that's kind of nice. But you're 1 out of 10,000. Like, how big is your actual voice if there's 10,000 of them and you get voting rights? So I don't really think that is that's really worth it. You get access to like the 4x4, and it's like, this is insane. And again, I like what they're doing. They donate to like women's causes and women's abuse stuff, and it's like, but I mean, most of the stuff that they get is most stuff that you get for any JPEG. The ability, like number 5 is like the ability to flip for profit, like Nodoy. So
yeah, you know what? Look, I'm me, bro. I'm right there with you, and trust me, if I had any look, there's other platforms that we can buy NFTs on other different areas. It's not like Veve's not like the only show on the block, but when it comes to premium quality, when it comes to the that type of utility, and don't get me wrong, if we were just getting comic covers, I'd probably think similar to that. If we were just getting 2-dimensional representations of a character or collectible, I'd probably think the same way. But we're able to modify, we're able to use it in AR, we're able to read the damn comics. And let me tell you something, a large percentage of the voice of reason in Comic-Con this year when I went was more for the fact that the collectors had a segment of, but what do you do with it? It's like they were looking at NFTs, how they're compared to real life comics, as like what a digital Bitcoin is to a physical fiat dollar, paper dollar, and the utility of that. But they don't understand that if I have, say, an MC1 9.4 or 9.6 that I just spent $3 million on, it's in a hard plastic cover that can't do anything but stay on a shelf or hung up somewhere for someone to just look at the cover and go, oh, and look at the thing and look at the label and go, oh, and go like this and go, oh. we spend a floor of $300. And not only do we get the digital collector, I mean, the comic, but we're able to go through with the whole entire comic book itself and read the story, and or have kids can read it, or we can read it to kids, and it could be like, it's like a book. Comics are like books for kids to read too. So it's a digital representation of, it's not only something that you can never see for $300, which is the floor price. That's it. This is, what I'm saying is, I'm not, like I said, it's not just, it's these particular interoperability and utility segments that you got to take into value, and Veve does it like nobody else. And when you have that in your corner, it's the best. I don't know how, how you're going to be able to take like the NFT and bring it over to another platform. That's my only, caveat. Like, I'm not sure like how,
might not take the animations with it. That you probably still look at it, maybe not in 3D. I don't know. It's a good point.
I mean, I'm just saying, like, because the platform, the Veve is the Veve platform. It does what it does. It has its like shell. It's not like you can take that collectible and that whole shell along and put it into, unless you could. I mean, I'm not.
Yeah, I mean, the thing is, like, here's why I dumped everything into them. Well, you were saying before about Pokemon. Once I knew Alcon was on board, I aped in. I changed my whole philosophy. I changed my whole pattern that I thought, this is the life. I'm gonna retire. I'm gonna buy a bunch of Bitcoin. I'm gonna, just cover Earth 2 on YouTube, live off my savings on the Bitcoin moons, and then I found this, and I was like, this is ridiculous. I don't know what Pags thinks. I think we get there in a few years, but the dollar owe me. But the idea that this was so disruptive because of what you said, go into a comic book, and you can look at it like, God forbid you touch that comic book and then like you accidentally drop it, and now you owe somebody like $500,000, like, is mind-boggling. You can kick your phone out a window, break every piece of glass. You could destroy your phone, car accident, whatever, falls off a building. You could just log into your app on another device, and then boom, it's right there. So the disruptability that you have to be careful with Pokemon cards. You can't leave them in the sun too long. You can't make sure there's too much light. They have to be at room temperature. And this is disruption on a major level that we've never seen before. And the innovativeness of the fact that we have, all these NFTs are JPEGs, and this is the evolution. This isn't Veve wanting to be like everyone else. This is a new creation, and everyone else is going to want to be like Veve. Because like you said, like, what are they going to do? They're going to try to put their 2D or a 2D JPEG onto our app. They're going to want to innovate more. And even if people, let's say like Recur, that tease a 3D digital collectible, which they may or may not have, I hope they will eventually. As long as Veve is innovative enough, which David Hughes said in his last AMA, that his job, one of his many jobs, his like chore of the day, is to think of new ways to have fun with the app. It doesn't matter if everybody looks at what you've done and they don't even have patents for it. Recur, Quid, Terra Virtua, Apple and Facebook could fusion Ha, and they could go and they could try to copy Veve as best as they can. If Veve is innovative enough, it doesn't matter what people copy. They will always be ahead. Why does the US have the best military in the world? It's not because China's engineers aren't great. They're reverse engineering every single piece of tech that we have, but we're just so innovative. The technology is just just crazy. They can't keep up with it. The
Well,
Comey
the truth is that the spacecraft that landed in Roswell, it was on U.S. soil. That's why we're advanced. You know what I'm saying?
I mean, you had Project Paperclip also taking those German scientists after World War II, having them work. But yeah, Comey is the U.S. military of.
Was that before? That was before or after the Antarctic Treaty?
I don't know what you're talking about. But yeah, you have this, like I said, no one's going to catch them. And I said the other day in a stream that even if a bunch of, which Apple is already, David already said they're in talks with Apple he didn't say about what. They said they just talk every week. I don't know, maybe it was about like the fees, maybe it's about AR Apple glasses. I don't know. But it seems like Comey's got kind of the upper hand here. It's like, hey, we're in talks with Apple. You think that Disney, one or a couple of Disney members were not present on that call, trying to listen in, say, hey,
I got a better one.
Yeah.
Who do you think invited Apple to the meeting?
Well, probably because they had, if they're with Disney and they had Pixar, and Pixar has that connection with Apple, then
goes without saying, man.
I mean, I don't know which one.
We got Wall-E, bro.
Which one came first, but
we got Wall-E.
I think they got Pokemon first, and they used that to leverage to get everything else. But
it's a combination of everything. But I don't. We could speculate. We obviously could debate from here to friggin' next week, and we're probably all going to be right. But I like I said, when it comes to like just talk and just chatting around, for me, it's just because there's so much to talk, there's so much information. We really need to just focus on the facts and what's really at hand. Yo, what's up, brother? Flicker. When you listen, anybody that has a lot of questions, I see them in the comments. I want to address a lot of them. Just super chat them, even if it's only 99 cents. You'll get heard. I want to answer a lot. There's just so many coming through, and they're all excellent. Just super chat them, and you'll come right up. For $1, you'll get heard. I want to answer. I just can't. There's too many. There's a lot of when $1. Yeah, I know. Imagine. Does it matter? Like everybody talks a dollar like that's the almighty. Look, when I had Cardano, and I want to use this as an example, it was 3 cents. Do you know there was no talk when $1? You know why? Because its all-time high was $1.16. They're like, yeah, when all-time high. You don't care. You know why? Because when you do 5 and 6x, whatever you have, that's more money than you had probably in your entire life. And that's only 5, 6x from here. That's only like 3 to 4 cents. So just realize you guys are worried about $1. Like you guys, a lot of people will be millionaires before it even hits 50 cents or 60 cents. Because when something goes to 10 cents, it's going to 50 cents. So I can't say go sell, yourself on the street right now and get OMI because it's going to go to 10 cents. But if I had an opportunity to tell you to go do that, trust me, go sell your butt because you're going to be a millionaire, a multimillionaire. And this is a one-shot deal. Dan the man.
Yeah.
I like to have conversations about things. There's so much to talk about. It's just, like I say, if you stick with the facts and you stay honest to yourself and just try to narrow down the information that you have, don't get lost in the moment. You'll make your more decisions a lot more wiser because, when you decide to do a drop, yeah, you do a drop. Okay, fine. But then you get all locked in. Like it's not the addiction, but it's like, oh, well, wait, hold up. What? Uncommons. Wait, I got the rare. Wait, hold up. Then you get 3 out of 5. Before you know it, you're getting the whole set. And then before you know it, you spend $2,000. It gets, before you know it, you spend all that money and, and then you're set after set. Before you know it, you got 20, 30 sets. I didn't come into that. I came into, I had a strategy coming in, very focused, and I had I had a very, specific thing that I wanted to do, and I did it, and I accomplished it, and I'm very proud of myself. When it comes to OMI, I will never be tired of buying OMI.
Same.
I don't care if it's 5 cents, 10 cents. If I have 100,000 and it's 10 cents, you know what? Unfortunately, I'm only going to get 1 million OMI, but you know what that 100,000 is going to do when it's $2 and $3. You know what I'm saying? You have to try to look at, you know, what's coming.
Yeah,
And you know, what's that say?
Oh, they have Power of X, the X-Men. I think Power of X, 49,998.
Oh, the 4999. Yeah. Guys, listen, I love everybody that, you know, hits me up, and I hit you all up like you are my best friends. I've known you all my life. I'm cool like that.
Yeah.
But when it comes to specific like items, I have so much traffic that I you know, you guys are, I don't know what to say. Like I want to answer everybody, but I'm not like I said, I'm not like a pawn shop. I can't come in. I have only the best items, and I don't collect. In other words, you can't offer me anything that I'm not buying from you already.
Yeah.
That's what I'm trying to say. Like it's, in other words, if I don't have the lowest of the mints that I want, I'll go out and buy it. If I don't, then I don't. So if I didn't buy it from you, I'm not being arrogant. I'm just saying I don't want it. You know what I mean? And there's times where I do want something, and you'll see me on the feed on Veve, and I'll go DM me. And that means there's something that you have in the feed, and I'll say DM me because I found something that I can't get in touch with you because you keep your things private or whatever your profile. I can't find you on nothing. Yeah. But that's the only time that I'll come out and search for you. Other than that, I'll just buy it. I try to make a negotiated deal, and that's why I try to contact everyone first. But you know, I'm not like this, you know, pawn shop guy. Hey, I'll always help people though when they ask me, what do you think this is worth? What do you think I should list it for? I always say to people, go on if you ever unsure what you should list something for, the very first thing, go take 3 or 4 that are listed ahead of your mint, and take 3 or 4 that are listed below your mint, and take either obviously 6 or 8, take them, divide by 6 or 8. That's the average. List it for that number, and wait a couple of days. If you don't sell it, it's too much, and then just drop it every like week and until you hit your number. Or if you think it's too cheap, then just hold it. It's one or the other. I mean, that's the best guide I can give, because I've used that for myself when it comes to item, because I came into this not knowing anything. I came into it like a lot of people are coming in now. I didn't know. I know there's more resources now. There was no like, you know, Randy's and Henry's and crypto comics and cryptos, and there was not like, it wasn't like this myriad of resources that were available. So we were just winging it. I was fortunate that I wung it the right way, because otherwise I would have wasted, you know, $5 and $10 grand in $500 and $300 transactions.
Yeah.
You know, there's so many drops, and there's so much content on the app. You can get lost in the moment, and people, before you know it, you'll have 20, 30, 50, 100, 200. There's a lot of people that get discouraged, and then they start selling. I see a lot of people selling my whole collection for, you know, $300, $500, you know, they don't care if they take a look. You know why? Because they got overwhelmed with these drops and or them picking stuff up. Now they're like, oh shit, I spent $3 grand. Wait a minute. And things go up a little bit. So they think they can make some money. So they're like, I'm selling my whole collection. I'll give you a deal. You know, and mind you, these collections, they're good because it's someone's legwork that they did to put in to get it. But they're, you know, a 60K drop or a 70K drop or a 50K drop. These are like mint numbers in the 10s and the 5-digit, you know, there's nothing great about those particular, and they're not sets. They're just one here, one there, one here. So there's nothing really, you know, collectible about it. So it's very difficult, you know, to price things like that, you know.
Yeah, at that point you have to rely on the average going up, not someone hunting for the best of the best.
Absolutely.
You said before that you've had your OMI, and you've had your collectibles, and you had 100,000 USDT set for land in the Veveverse. And this person is, I don't know how much of that your net worth that you're putting in. Me, because of what I know in Earth 2, where in Earth 2 you're able to, and it's still an ongoing thing. They just, you know, they hired a guy from Binance, and they just had they just bought the drone video game. They're going to release that for free under their banner. But the only thing you were able to do was buy and sell these tiles of basically Google Maps. People were spending hundreds of thousands of dollars. I made a ton of money. And I know now from the mistakes in Earth 2 that where I just wanted a couple of places that I thought were cool, like middle of the desert, you know, make my own place. I did not go for like the Eiffel Tower. I didn't go for the Statue of Liberty or the Pyramids of Giza. People would pay tens of thousands just for those locations, and they're just a couple of little tiles. So when I see speculation, or the fact that the Comey's talking with Disney and Apple, if they have Apple Land, if they have, Gotham City for Batman, or if they have,
And trust me, they will.
When I see something like a epicenter, here's VV City and here's Marvel City, I'm going right in between. I'm going right in between every single one of them. And out of the 116 million OMI that I have, I'll put 10 million OMI into it. I'll go and I'll just, if not more, because if OMI's already gone to 10 cents at that point, let's say it goes to even 20, I hope it goes as high as it can, and then we get land in the Veveverse. I'll spend a couple $100,000. I'll spend $1 million on land, just because I know what that could mean in the future. But what about you?
It'll bring residual income for you for the rest of your life, more than it would if you spent $100,000 or $1 million outside in the real asset world in real estate, and you have to physically go to knock on someone's door to collect the rent. When you're in the Veveverse, it's an automatic direct deposit right into your account with crypto, one out of one and in with another. There's there's nothing ever late. And when you talk about residual income, that's just on that. When you talk about the TX fees and all that you get out of that, brother, I'm so glad that you're in with me with that, because I'm like, that's like the cake. For me, I am very particular what I collect on VV, but I want to say that I shifted down to a lower gear. I'm even more focused, and I'm not buying as much right now. Like when I'm like, all right, granted, all right, I got stormed because I had to, because I got the phone call. That's the only thing that I had to get late, and I grabbed all 5. But it's it's something. Can you go back to that thing that the $10 the super chat? There was a question. Mm-hmm. Yeah, from Johnny Cash. Yeah. What do you guys think will end up being more valuable, Veveverse land or blue chip NFTs? Well, it's a little misguided. I mean, obviously on the surface, the NFTs themselves will always have, like comic books, they'll always have buyers and sellers. So there's always going to be people flipping NFTs. So you'll always have a different level of a collector, and there'll always be a record that's broken. And one will be like, oh, that one sold for this much. Oh, that one sold for this. And then, it'll keep going and going. When it comes to the Veveverse and land, it's kind of two separate things, because there will be flippers in the land as well. But you can make money residual income wise in the land, where with the blue chip and with the NFTs, even the best of the best, the grails, you just have something that you're going to be holding for longer term resale, and then you won't have it anymore. So it's the difference between saying I got a 20 unit apartment building and I'm collecting rents from every one of the units, and I could just keep collecting in perpetuity, or I have this, I have this one big, mansion that I bought for 10 million. I got to sit on it for 6 years, and I might be able to get 15 million from it. But then when I do sell it, I made 5 million. I got no more income coming in. So it's that kind of thing. Now I have to get not just OMI and NFTs, but land. I'm trying to figure out the best way to split it. I mean, if you want all the above and you could afford it, obviously, look, if someone said, listen, I got 10 grand, that's all I have right now, I want a little bit of piece of everything. Obviously, the Veveverse isn't here yet. Right?
I would just get OMI right now.
100%. I would load the boat with OMI. Don't get any NFTs at all. No. And just load the boat with OMI and just sit. When it goes up, and it will, and when you do make whatever you make from it, then you start to take percentages of that and maybe buy some of the Grail NFTs or some of the ones that are the best of the best, just to have a little bit of a portfolio until Veveverse comes. And then you can start aligning, and then by then, even whatever left you have in OMI is going to still grow too. So, you'll always have that, but at least from the start,
and also there is something to be said about, if let's just say, and I probably shouldn't say this because this is something that only people that read the manga know, but let's say they have, they have their Veveverse and they have the Disneyverse and, inside each other. But, when they announce Pokemon and say, hey, here's the entire Kanto region, and people maybe they want land in Pallet Town where you first start.
There's going to be, there's going to be a Pokeverse. There's going to be a Pokeverse in there.
But the big thing that I'm thinking of is obviously you're going to be able to get the ability to collect Pokemon NFTs, but if they have all of the towns and they have all of the routes, and let's say those Pokemon that appear on there are not able to be captured. It's like a Pokemon Snap. It's just by film because you can only get the NFTs. But if they only show up once in a while and you have an achievement that say, hey, your Pikachu needs to be able to see Mew, Mew only shows up in one place in the books. I won't say where it is, but he only shows up one place, and it's not going to be things that it's not where people think about it. There's going to be different types of Pokemon that only show up in certain places, and you're only going to be able to fill certain achievements, like, hey, battle a Pikachu, take pictures of 3 different types of, wherever. And that if that's on your land, if that's on land that you own, you can charge in there because people need that collective. So
yeah, so your experience in that is going to take you a lot farther than a lot of other people that are just winging it, because you already have that segment of direction. And realize, like you said, there are only certain Pokemon only going to be certain places. They're going to ride that same narrative all the way through. And if you already had stratted out and getting those particular areas close to where you are, you'll have a good chance of being in that position. And bro, that'll pay dividends. And there's going to be.
I know where every single Pokemon is. I know the percentages that they show up.
My son and my daughter are my libraries right there, and that's all I got to do is just oh, come here. Or I'll call you up, either way.
So Lori Brenner almost killed her husband a while back for spending 4K in common 453 and rare 463, but your words are getting him lucky tonight. She said licky, but I knew what she meant. Or maybe it's both. I don't know what to spend 7,500 gems on. I mean, you can't go wrong with an ultra rare SpiderMan animated. If you can get a Todd that low, that is probably be okay as well. I don't know. What about you, Pag? 7,500 gems right now can only get one thing or a couple things. You get Secret Rare Storm, Loki, and Deadpool for that as well. But what would you get?
I'm not a fan of Deadpool. I'm not taking anything out of anybody else because I'm going to lose the opportunity in that. I already lost from what do you call it? From the excuse me. I lost from the comic. Oh, I didn't lose from the comic. I have them on the New Mutant SR, right?
Okay.
The Christmas stuff was just I think they should have brought Deadpool out not with like Coca-Cola. I get it. Coca-Cola's always been known, the globes, Christmas. Yeah. Even Groot, okay, fine. Ride him for the holiday. But to bring Deadpool out and ride him into a holiday theme, for me, I would have brought Deadpool out as Deadpool. Like, bring him out. He just doesn't have that ooh-ah moment, with Santa Claus hats and when the summer comes, what are you thinking about? It doesn't go. I think they're going to come out. So obviously series 2, it'll be a different one, I'm sure. But from like a first appearance and getting Deadpool out like that on a collectible, I wouldn't have brought him in with. You could bring him around in the holiday season, but just not attach him to that particular holiday. That's my only thing.
So here's why I think that's going to be a moot point in the future, because there are 2 reasons. If you put him in back of, or if you put the snow globe in front, you see him without his sweater on. And also, if you look at the Akomi white paper, each NFT is provided with an associated URI, which links that NFT to a set of metadata, which includes the collectible's name, links to the NFT's various digital assets, such as clothing, props, and more. So if you go and look at that, maybe that's not the only set of clothes that he has. Maybe that is removable. So I think at some point that will be.
If it's interchangeable, don't get me wrong. That obviously it'll override that. But I'm saying from a collecting standpoint, it just attaches me to that one character, to that one thing. Now, I think Deadpool as a character is cool. It was just something that I found like everybody. I found Captain America's collectible being for me, of my favorite, and I love Spider-Man. And I grew up with Spider-Man. I grew up with Captain America, but I liked Captain America's, the look, his representation, the detail, I mean, you can see teeth, you can see eyeballs. I mean, when you're going into like that much detail and the animation in it, you know, he breaks the ground and stuff. I seen some good AR people. I seen one guy brought him into like Walmart and he broke like, looked like he broke the ground on Walmart's floor and stuff like in the aisle. Like that's pretty cool stuff from an AR point. And like, you know, I mean, it's just for me everybody has a particular thing. You know what I mean? If it's 7,500 gems to spend, I'm not gonna lie. Like I'm different in a sense of because I have already it depends on what kind of collection you have. If you have nothing, like if you have zero and you're coming into the space, it's going to mean a lot different, the 7,500 gems, than someone like me or Randy or Dr. Prophet or somebody has a lot of stuff because, you know, we have different metrics of what we either like or need or want, you know, but if it was just a matter of just winging 7,500 out there and you had what I have and I could just blow it. Look, last night I spent I spent over $3,000 in Journey into Mystery Commons, just like that. With the 7,500, honestly, I'd probably get if I was able to get 100 Journey into Mystery Commons, that's probably what I would do with 100, at least 100 of them. It'd probably cost me about $5-6 grand. That's what I would do because I know with 100, those things only think about this. If they only go to 500, it's 50 grand. If you got 100, if they go to 1,000, it's 100,000.
That's true. It's a good point. But I mean, you're not really going to sell those though, right?
No, like I'm saying, but I'm just making a point. I'm looking at it like for if you dumped one here and you dumped one there and you dump one here and you dump one there, you got 100. You know what I mean? If you sell like 6 or 7 out later on, even if it's a year from now, I just know if I have 7,500 gems, you know, and that's selling, and you only have like that would only cost you probably like somewhere around $6,000. You still have 1,500 gems left, and probably 1,500 gems. I'd probably pick up maybe 5 MC1 commons.
I mean,
I'd spread it out because only the Grail items are going to make those particular changes. Because once we start opening up, Veve hasn't opened up yet. People don't realize that yet. And when we start opening up to other avenues and other marketplaces in the world, it's gonna like your secret rare Lokis, dude. I can't believe you own them. That's unbelievable. It really is. Like I mean, even your commons.
Yeah.
You know, people don't realize these kind of characters and what these what these even like these collectibles more than anything.
I have 6 secret rare Storm now. And 3 of them are sub 100. So Storms are. I didn't even mean to. They're just good deals. Like I happened to look at the app when they were good.
You see what they are now? You see what the sub 100s are right now?
The sub 100s? I haven't looked actually because I had mine listed for a while. Let me take a look.
The cheapest sub 100 is right now.
Is that wow? 10K. 10K is the cheapest. Yeah.
That's
I think all of mine are lower
100. Do sub 90 or sub 80. That's what I'm talking about. This is Storm.
Yeah. So, that'll only grow. And for some people that have asked me, hey, what about number like 89? Because like let's say we're Homer Simpson because they were released in 1989. I get so many people that ask me, is this number worth anything? And I try to find buyers. Nobody's biting on that. So I'm not saying they won't come. I think that they're just not here yet. I just think that in the right now they're not here yet.
Yeah. What does that say? Would any sub?
Yeah, they said ask you if any sub 50 secret rare would be more valuable than the special mint numbers like 62 or 67 the year that the comic or the animated series were released.
You mean the SRs? You mean? Yeah,
and I think if sub 50 they're going to be worth more always. I don't think the 62 or 67 will be at really special. So I mean you have now. I guess you have a hole to fill. Would you refill the Marvel Comics #1, or would you get Spider-Man secret rare? Which one would you get?
Listen, if I had, I don't want to say I had the opportunity. I could obviously get it. I mean, but I just sold it. I sold the best of the best. And for me, I'm not one to take. I have a reason to do something. I'm in that groove now. There's no, flip back and try to go grab, let me just grab. It doesn't make sense. I would have just kept what I have. You know what I mean? and I have things that I want to do, you know what I mean? And I'll make up for it later on. But right now, it was a fantastic deal for Dr. Profit, and Dr. Profit is like I said, he's a professional, he's a gentleman. He is a professional business person. I've been around multi-millionaire, practically billionaires that have numbers. I mean, dude, they act all the same. They're very respectful, and they have that business ethics and that work ethic in them. And the way that you communicate with someone, and the way that you speak, and your time, and how the way the timing of between words and the way that you speak when you talk and you're talking business on this level. It's all the same kind of person, and he's got that, you know, and you know, good luck, and I wish him the best, because he, you know, we'll be making deals. He actually gave me an awesome trade too. You know, he traded me a RISO. I don't have one. I never had a RISO. I never had it.
You never had a RISO.
I never had a RISO, and you know, my 503 MC1 Common that I traded for a floor SpiderMan right before the bump.
Mm-hmm.
I attached that to the set that he bought, but I also had, obviously, the 504 was in my set all that time. It's common 504. So I offered him I said, you know, let's do a trade. I had requested getting a lower RISO, because he's got a bucket of numbers that before they started pulling back after 41, he had grabbed you know, in that low number. You know, he gave me a 57. So I got a 57 RISO, you know, but I don't look at it like the number. I mean, I just don't have any. So it's just good to have one, you know. Now I have 2 Todds. I got a RISO, and you know, I have that. I have a bunch of Supermans. I bought 15 of them. I actually traded 3. I sold one and traded 2 away. But I was getting them at 1. I think it was like 1.1 at the time. I don't even know what they are now. I haven't even checked.
They're like 3,100.
Oh, are they? Oh, okay.
Yeah, they were 33, 34. I sold at 32, and everyone wanted to just like murder me and block me, and they went down. They're up to 3,300 now, though.
It wasn't even like 8 when I got rid of the 2.
Yeah.
I got it was like 1.8. I think they were at the time. It wasn't too much after 1 when I got them at 1.1. It was just kind of like a trade, and I just had sold one because I needed gems real quick for some other item that I was short. I was like, let me just get rid of a Superman real quick. So I got one. I got rid of it, and but I'm still holding 12. And but see, that's a situation where I spent, it was almost 16, right?
Yeah.
And now I have 12, and they're over 3. So I have 12, they're over 3. That's 36. And I spent 16. I got 20 grand that I just made on them. It wasn't even that long ago. And I had 15 of them. I got 12. You know, I had gotten rid of 3. So, and you know, that got me stuff. So, I mean, that's what I'm saying. It's just, the opportunity is here. It's not for just whales. You really have to pick and choose, you know.
I agree. And with everything that you're doing, how are you approaching taxes this year? I have to have a sit down with my accountant, but what about yourself?
Exact same thing. I mean, I know that we have a lot of stuff that is real new, and there's not even a lot of accountants or tax preparers that are even prepared to know how to handle it. But you just, as long as you provide all what you have, I know, and because you got to realize a lot of stuff gets done off app. You know, a lot of my stuff gets done off app because the transactions are too big to transact online. So you have to take that into consideration you know, but it's not going to be 100%. You'll be very close to 100%. And because a lot of stuff is discretionary as to, you know, well, you know, when you bought something, you paid for it. You might have paid for it in gems, but you didn't buy those gems at $1 per gem. You might have gotten them at 60 cents or 70 cents or 80 cents a gem. Yeah. So, you know, there has to be some calculations that have to get, you know, a little more modified for those reasons, but it'll work out. I mean, it's not that hard, you know.
There is I don't know about you. I only, from the Designer Con collectibles, I only have the Ghost Bears just because I met Luke Chu. Do you have any of those? Do you see value? I mean, I know that most likely they're the ones that are going to go to OpenSea first because there's no red tape in there. It's not like Marvel, DC, or Disney where it's got to go through 8, 12 layers of
License
people.
channels, yeah, the license channels. You know, for the decon, I stayed. Well, I don't want to say I stayed away. I was in Vegas. It would just drop after drop after drop after drop. It was crazy. So you know what I did? I just said, you know what? Oh, all right. Don't get me wrong. I liked one, and obviously I liked the one I liked. That's cool, Dan. I liked one, and then the one that I liked, I actually didn't buy. It was the Vulture.
Yeah.
Right. I didn't buy it, but that was the only one that I kind of liked. And then I liked Eve after I seen her. I was like, wow, I got her. I got a 42 Eve. I had a fantastic deal, bro. I think I paid like $1,600 for her.
It's amazing.
I grabbed it like that. I was like, you know what? Because it actually, I don't have any tattoos, but if I was to get one, that would be a badass tattoo. The snake with the apple and the color and the way that that's a.
Did you hear about the physical collectible connection with it?
I didn't. I didn't.
Look into that. You'll be able to get a physical piece with that as well.
Cool. I had gotten the phone call on that day to get the cat, the Bronson.
Okay.
And so I got the 53 at the time, and then a 44 came up for like 2,200.
Nice.
Or 2,100, and I picked up the 44. So I got the 2 cats and 1 Eve. That's it for decon. But like I said, it's the advisory phone call that I get every now and then. This is what you need, and this is why. And I just pull it. I don't even ask questions, and that's it. Should Cope Bear become FA? It's never appeared before. That's a good question. I don't know if it's more of the bear versus the
versus Coke.
The globe. You know.
Yeah, that's possible. I'm not 100% sure as well with that, but like I said, I never really collected them. I think when off a standoff chart had sent over, he became a permanent member of my freezer. He sent over one of the secret rares as payment in conjunction with other stuff, and so as soon as I got that, I was like, well, I'll complete the set just to get the points, and then I'll sell everything. So I completed the set to get the points, and then I sold it all. But I didn't really have a connection with that. I think maybe my grandma had like snow globes back in the day, but that was pretty much it. There wasn't too much else with that. How do you plan to run your business inside the Veveverse? Is it going to be renting land, renting collectibles? Are you going to walk away from your job and just have fun? Really, you know why that's an excellent question is because it's going to matter based on the time that at that point where I am and where we are. Because if Omi is 1 penny and we're in Veveverse, and don't get me wrong, being blessed, with $1 million worth of Omi or more is being grateful. And I'm not taking anything away from being a penny, but the difference of having 1 million and 10 million in the sense of my career or what my daily duties or journal of what I have planned is on the planning board. At that point that's where it's gonna make a difference. I have to be in that position to dictate what I want. Yeah, I would probably what I'm planning to do is just build. I have a couple ideas. I don't want to say them publicly. I mean, I've expressed them to you and Sean privately for some of the things that I want to incorporate, and we can collaborate, and so that's important. But you know what I mean? Like if I have to still work and I'm still I don't want to say I'm retired, but I don't want to stay home and do absolutely nothing. Because you know what I mean? I'll just gain weight and eat stale doors like this all day long. You could create a YouTube channel and you could go on my fridge or my freezer. I've considered, being being a content provider and going through the whole steps and, but for me, the discipline and the challenges that go along with the sacrifice for me, it's a lot. I have obviously, wife, 2 kids. I got a lot of moving parts going on. And as a real estate agent, I'm already on call with my phone like a doctor at sometimes 12 o'clock, 1 o'clock in the morning. I'm talking to investors.
I'm talking to clients, and I'm just saying it goes with the territory. Weekends
Yeah.
are not weekends. They're just another weekday. So when you have a lot of that stuff going on, it's hard to put those things aside. So to really answer your question, it's going to depend on really my net worth at that time to make that decision. If it was ultimately, if I have, if I'm double digit millions and like a deca million, and I have probably somewhere where I can use at least 2 or 3 full hours every single day, where it's about say 20 hours a week in Veveverse or Metaverse, wherever I'm at. I would definitely do that. That would be cool. Yeah.
I feel like it would probably be like being a teacher, where the first term teacher, where they go and they have to set up all of their lesson plans for the first year. It's so stressful.
I was a teacher. I taught math in North Brunswick when I came out.
So then like the next year you could probably just use relatively the same lesson plans. You don't have to do as much work.
Well, there's curriculum guides that are set to you, and you have to moderate at your own pace, because some teachers, they have they're a little more stricter on themselves, and for me, obviously I'm a little looser on that, but everybody has their own their own methods. But the absolutely. I mean, if it was something where it was set based, where I don't know what to expect in VV. I don't know what that kind of virtual reality. I don't know what to expect. I really don't. I mean,
I don't know either.
I put the OC2 on all the time. I mean, my kids had it for over a year now. I got it over last year.
I do think at some point you'll be able to say, like, hey, do you want to let anyone that wants to come onto your land or wants to rent one of your collectibles, you could set a set price. One gem for 1 hour, or 10 gems for for the day, give or take, whatever it is, and you wouldn't even have to do anything. You just that initial setup, and every time you get a new collectible, you just put it up there to rent out.
Yeah, or for me, I have different things in mind. Like I have a plan of doing like a monthly membership. We just pay one flat fee, and it's all you can eat. You know what I mean? Because then it becomes too segmented as to what someone did and individual this, individual that. It's easier to just pay a flat rate and have a whole set standard of options. And you could pick, maybe not have like a silver, bronze, and gold, but maybe have just one tier. You pay a flat rate. This is what it is. You could do unlimited amounts of this, unlimited amounts of that. You want to rent space out. You want to do private meetings. You want to do this. You want to hold an auction. You want to come in and hold an auction. You can do that. You know what I mean? And this is what the fees will be. You know what I mean? There's all kinds of things. I was even consider doing a pawn store. You know what I mean?
That'd be cool.
Because I look at myself now as like a pawn shop, and people come to me all the time. So I'm saying to myself, if I had this in Veveverse and people were coming to me all the time, and how much, like you watch Pawn Stars, they come in and people say, yeah, how much for this? And, like a professional comes in. Well, I don't need to have a professional. I would be considered the professional. I don't need to have a guy come in and rate it for me or whatever. I look at it and say, I'll give you this much, and that's it. Or if you want to pawn it, you can pawn it and I'll give you a loan on it. This is what it'll be. You come back in a week, or you need gems. How many gems you need? In other words, you need to borrow 20,000 gems. Okay. If they give you like a 50K item, sure, here's 20,000 gems. Go do what you got to do. I'll see you next week. If not, it's this much in gems in interest every week.
That's exactly what I would do. Give like 40% loan to value, and then that's what I'll do. So you mentioned your camp a couple times, giving you calls. Were you the one that went out and said, hey, I need a comic guy, I need a individual or indie artist guy, and maybe I'll be your Pokemon guy? How did you set up your camp? Or were you recruited? They're like, hey, I will give you the best deals. I study the market, and then they go to you and they say, buy this, this, and this, and give me like 5% of the profits. How did it go?
Yeah. It depends on, really, bro. Every day that goes by, I learn more and more. And I can tell you, I have, obviously you have in your corner, we share similar resources, and there's a lot of people that are I don't want to say they're misguided. I don't know what to say. They just get they're misinformed, maybe, because I hear people say, oh, I'm being told that this is better than that, or there's a lot of questions as to X amount of Todds for Rissos or SpiderMan Secret Rare for that. I ask the same questions, but at the same time, I have to make a decision for myself. Like I traded the Marvel Comic 504, the common for the Riso 57.
Yeah, it's 2-digit Riso.
I asked people what they would rather have. They might said no, the other one. They'd rather have the 504.
Yeah.
But that's them. They don't own maybe any MC1 commons, or maybe they don't have that many. I have 15 MC1 commons that I bought the floor and a while ago. So I'm sitting on a bunch of them. So the common is the common, even though it's not low, they're not low. At the same time, I don't have no resells at all. And I'm getting a sub 60. I'm getting a 57. It's for me, it was a good swap. And I think that I'm learning that kind of stuff now. You know what I mean? It's not like, in my camp, it's good to have this one here and that one there, but technology is the way it is right now. Can you imagine like being in the Veveverse and being able to, you have all your contacts at your disposal, and it's just touch screen, and their avatar like portals and morphs right into you. And like, cause I do it now with my real estate. Like I had made mention in our very first podcast, just live stream, with EXP, we have what's called EXP World. And when we go in, it's not a headset, but it's on our screen, and we go right in, and our avatar, we move with the mouse, and we move the avatar around the whole platform. And there's all the other people that are in there. They're all either agents or they're managers, and they're all over the world. Actually, there's some people in Canada. There's some people in Japan. There's spread out all entire United States, and you just see them all walking around. Avatars. You could go up to anybody. Hey, what's going on? You could talk to them. We don't have a headset on, but in that kind of thing in Veveverse, where you have that connection, where like say I was to do a pawn shop, a pawn store or whatever, and you go in and you needs the specialty of somebody, you immediately go into your contact list, boom, hit them. And if they come right up, their avatar will pop right up. Hey, Hen, what's going on? Yeah, I got this guy over here. Take a look at this NFT. What do you think? Yeah, he wants this much for. Is it worth it? What do you think? I don't know. Maybe, like this instant stuff like that, having physical, avatars in the space help you out and do stuff like that. And this is just this. We're like,
I think it would be great. Because David said
famous people haven't come on yet. That's another thing.
David said we were working, or they were having talks with Apple like every week or multiple times a week. Wouldn't it be great if, like in Pokemon, in the second generation, you're given a phone, your mom automatically puts in her number, so you could call, get Professor Elm. Wouldn't it be great if we had a virtual phone in the Veveverse that we're all just given with our avatars, or it's something we get Master Collector points, whatever, with Omi. And then, it's an Apple phone inside the Veveverse. And maybe you need that to be able to do something else, or you can get people's Veveverse contact. Let's say you get like a 6-digit number or maybe a 9 or 10-digit number for that phone. So it's not your own personal phone, and people can call your phone when you're in the Veveverse, but they have an option if you just want to be stealthy, to be like, hey, I'm offline right now. I think that would be really cool.
That's really cool, man. That communication like that, that might be something that they might be.
I might need to message them about it. Like, hey guys, wouldn't it be cool if you do this? I'm just gonna do that. All right. Just a thought. Apple phone in Veveverse, getting a Veve number for the phone that's not your real number. And that would be awesome if you could be able to go and send out like a mass notification to your followers who's following you on the Veve app. Like I've got like maybe 500 followers, not a ton. And you could say like, hey, I'm about to go do a race over here at my DeLorean, or I'm about to go do something else. And you can message all of your that'd be insane. Oh my God, I want that so bad.
Is it, what I always considered when I looked at the collectibles, because obviously you can make them real small. Do you ever make them real small?
Yeah.
But then you can make them real big to the point where it's like, right? So I always thought about that in the sense of Veveverse, in the sense of scaling. Will these be like scaled to where your avatar can physically go in it, and then it scales to its whatever game platform that's already worked in?
I'm pretty sure.
Or do you just become your avatar don't go in, but your eyes are like behind the steering wheel. So from the view of your from the way that you have your view, and you could see you're like behind the steering wheel, but that's your vision through the windshield. Yeah. And then you just go from there and you just drive. Like these are like, it could be the actual NFT. Like, is it that? I mean, and then if you win, do you get like a faster motor option? Do you buy motors? Do you buy a faster, like a turbo with a certain amount of gems?
In Star Wars pod racing, there was a Game Boy game for Game Boy, I think Color. After you start out as Anakin and you're in a pod, it can only go so fast. But after you win enough races, you get enough money to upgrade your pod, and it goes faster and faster the more you win. I think that would be really cool for certain collectibles to say like, hey, you win enough fights. Let's say there's like there's a monster attacking VV City, and every single person can go in with a team of collectibles, and they could go in and fight it. And however many hits they get on that monster, they get a certain amount of loot or experience points, and you could use that to upgrade your items and upgrade. Because I mean, I don't know if that would be fair to upgrade your actual collectible, because that would give it a lot more worth. Now, if that happens, I will spend 17 hours a day doing nothing but playing, upgrading my stuff, selling it, buying a floor of a collectible, doing that same thing. Just because it's fun. But so I think that'd be cool to upgrade accessories, and you keep the accessories. Like collectible stays the same, but you get to keep those accessories.
Yeah, I listen. We're like I said, we're at such a I don't want to say we're in an early stage. We really aren't a developmental stage yet. We're not privy to the knowledge of these these backdoor deals that's going on. But if they're telling us that there is conversations.
And that's the conversations they tell us about.
That's what I'm saying. No, but they're telling there are weekly conversations.
Yeah.
Weekly conversations.
And I think if Samsung's coming out with an NFT feature on their TVs, I think that in the Viviverse, there's Apple. Yeah, there's Apple TV. I think it'd be really cool in the Viviverse if you have a house and you can use your points or OMI to get a TV. And you can also show the collectibles on your Apple TV. And I don't even like Apple. Like I'm an Android guy, but if you could do that, I think that'd be really fun.
Yeah, I see us, and I know this is. I don't want to say, I don't want to bring this as a metaphor with the world of tomorrow from like Disney, but I see a 5 to 10 year span from now where all we're doing is we're taking the headsets or glasses off only for 2 things or 3 things. 1, eat. 2, shit and shower. And 3, to procreate. That's it. I see our whole like workplace, our social aspect of how we mingle, and I don't see a lot of socializing outside of our house as much. I just think that when we go out, it'll be only for just the social aspect of maybe restaurant and that's it. Maybe eating and maybe not even much of that. I mean, we already have delivery from supermarkets to our houses. Supermarkets are like, and all markets are like 40% self-checkout. So you don't even have any. We're getting away from employees. I mean, eventually. It's going to be just automated AI handling everything, whether it's holographic or not. I don't know. I'm just seeing a different world like soon.
Yeah, and with the inception of Starlink being able to give everyone really good internet and cheap internet, like I think half the world still doesn't have internet, but that is changing very, very rapidly, and a lot of people there's a lot of smartphones in the world, and this is all without localization of China, of all of Asia, Russia, France, South America. But I think that in the future, when you have all these people trying to complete some of the same tasks in the Viviverse, you have a bunch of these low mints that might get you more experience points. That'd be great for you. You're the low mint master, and you'd be able to go and rent. You charge a premium for it, because grinding with a number 10,000 versus a number 41, you get more experience points at number 41. So I'd be able to rent that out. Be really good.
Yeah, I don't understand that. Like for me, to participate in something in the Veveverse, when it comes to like the participation rights, I see a possible incentive for having maybe a sub something in the mint numbers. If you're like, in other words, this particular participation of this race, of this, whatever the competitive nature it might be, even if it's just an entry to get into something, and just you need to have the ownership of a sub something, a sub 50, a sub 40, a sub 60 or sub 100 or sub 1,000 or sub 2,000, whatever it is, to enter. That's where I see where the rental could come in, because, people that are not going to be participating in that particular, whatever it is, but they have that sub whatever, and you list it. You list all your items you have on the list, so anybody can go in there and just immediately use in other words, your NFT can be used as their entry ticket to get into the item. So that's where that's a good
point.
You know what I'm saying? Because I might not be able to participate, but I might put up 100 NFTs that I know will get people into wherever they want to go, whether it's a club, whether it's an amusement park, whether it's a shopping, whether it's a competitive nature of some kind of a contest. And they're going to rent something for me for 5 gems, because if they think that they have enough skill to win the 500,000 gem package deal or a vacation deal, they're gonna rent whatever they need to rent for me, the ticket, because they don't have enough gems to buy it, because it's not for sale on the marketplace anymore, or there is no sub hundreds even available anymore. You know what I mean? Or all of the people who are participating, or are all the people who either rented or they're used already. So that's where I see that could come in. You know what I mean? In the sense of renting. But I'm like, I'm blown away with ideas. Like for land itself, I mean, to come into something, we're just going to be, thanks, Randy. I'm eating tonight. I appreciate it. Yeah, babe, whatever you want to do. I mean, we still have some Chinese. You want to heat it up or,
Chinese.
Yeah, I got some mushu pork, bro. You don't know. No, I whatever you want to do. I don't know. Yeah, see where it says the guy Top Killer right there. Journey into mystery rares are undervalued.
Yeah.
So I'm going to tell you something. I know Sean. Godspeed to him. He had a little bit of a surgery today. Nothing major.
Yeah, just his eye, right?
Mm-hmm. So he's a very important resource. Has been since the beginning, and for me, very integral from knowledge aspect of anything you need to know, not just collectibles and comics, but he's fully well read, and he's got experience, that runs deep, and so like Journey into Mystery, so like he will tell you like that is one particular set and comic that is just getting walked over, and people are not even really noticing it. And I've done it probably for the past like 5 to even get the commons that I picked up last night under $60 each was cheap. When things are, listen, Avengers was 40 and 60 each, the commons. I overlooked them. Because I'm just getting low mints, and I'm not looking at quantity. I'm looking at quality only, right? They were only like 20 or 30, 40, 50 each. They're like 300 each now. Avenger 8 commons? Kang? I mean, I'm a pro Kang guy. Matter of fact, that's my boy of the year.
Yeah,
however,
I mean, they're 10,000 issues, right? So they're limited. It
hits it on both angles. It hits it on the limitation. I mean, on the limited edition, and it hits it on obviously it has the nature of a grail value. And I'm telling you right now, like, especially with the MCU and that happening, I mean, we're going to see a lot of stuff coming out of Loki. Thor's coming in. You're going to see another movie. Kang is going to be in there in MCU, and you're going to see a lot of stuff that goes on with all of them interchanging and the time stone with them, and that plays along into a journey into mystery. It plays into the Loki alligator. It plays into Kang. These are key. You know, when I'm advising from a collectible standpoint, these are the ones that you want. These are the ones that you need to get, and these are the ones that you need to buy. These are the ones that are going to have the growth, and they're going to have steady growth along the way. Whether you just are into flip and make your money, that's fine. There's always going to be another buyer that's going to make it, give you your profit, and they're going to hold it, and they're going to make it on the next guy, because that's how it works. And there's going to be collectors like myself that are just going to hold the gold.
Yeah, I don't know which storyline they're going to do in the MCU. You know, you have Kang that'll be in Ant-Man 3, Quantumania. You'll have you know, the Multiverse of Madness is the next one, Doctor Strange. And are they going to do it where they're forming the Illuminati, where it's Doctor Strange and he from another universe? You have Professor X or Beast if Professor X was killed in that one already. You'd have to have Reed Richards of Fantastic Four. Normally you'd have to have Black Panther, but you know, he's kind of gone now. But there's so many things that they could do. Obviously, Kang's going to be a big part, at least in Quantumania, and he'll again. If the multiverse is going to collapse, are they going to have the thing where they're every 8 hours an Earth comes really close to destroying this Earth, and they have to blow it up? You know, what are they going to do?
Yeah, I think Stark Industries. I think that's Stark Industries. I think that there's going to be a time where we're going to go back when Stark was there. I think that they're going to do something with the suit. But I have a idea, and I think that we see we need, in other words, we had Thanos. We need a bad boy. We have to have a bad boy.
Yeah.
Period. I mean, you need the villain, but you need the big guy. You need the devil. You had Thanos. He wasn't a devil, but he had other motives. But you need another bad guy, and so Kang is going to be that guy. Kang's going to fill that void. You know, and I mean, think about it. Look at what happened with No Way Home, right?
Oh, that was so good.
Did you ever think that Toby and what's his name were going to come that both Spider-Mans come back, and then they're helping each other? Well, this is what I'm saying. Like, if they
Andrew
can
Garfield
do
will
that,
come back.
Yeah, and if they can do that,
he'll come back.
You know, Iron Man's coming back. It won't even. You know what I'm saying? You know that. Because they're gonna play with the multiverse, and they're gonna play with the time stone. They're gonna go back. And then,
you know, if they do Secret Wars, you know, everyone will come back. You'll have Hugh Jackman. You could have him as Old Man Wolverine. You could have his normal Wolverine. Anytime, Gorlomi, we love you so much. You could have the, you could have anything. I was into Alligator Loki just because it was susceptible to being burned a lot and it was cheap, 800. But I went into it. They're going to do a Young Avengers. They set up already with Wiccan and Speed, Wanda's kids. They have Kid Loki, who's on the Young Avengers. They have Kate Bishop, who's on the Young Avengers.
Mm-hmm.
So, well, Alligator Loki's in with Kid Loki. That would probably be a good mascot to start on the Young Avengers. But then they put Throg in, and they didn't put Throg in, like when Loki turns him into a frog. They put the either Simon Walterson or Walter Simonson. I forget which one it is. But they put him in, and they're part of the Pet Avengers. You have Throg, you have Lockjaw, which is an inhuman dog. You have the Lockheed, which is Kitty Pryde's pet dragon. So I think they're going to set up for that as well. And why put Alligator Loki in there? So I think in the future that's where they go.
You know why it has to have relevance? Because they released it on Veve.
Yeah.
They didn't release it for no reason. That's why that's why when Avengers 8 came out, and I'm like, damn. I'm like, why? Because we're used to 50,000, 60,000, 50,000, 70,000. We got the Loki. I mean, the Journey into Mystery, 60 grand. And then they come out with Avengers 8 with Kang, and that's a top quality comic in the real world. And it was only 10K. I'm like, wow, where the hell why would they limit that? And I'm like, Kang? Kang the Conqueror? Where the hell? And now you start understanding how MCU is being built and how they're adding and the way that the storyline's going. And now you're like, wait a minute. They've been planning.
They've been
You know
playing
what I'm
this for a
saying?
while.
That's why when things are released, you're like, yeah, wait a minute, they got Throg. Like, where'd that come from? And so it's all going to play a role in the scheme of their storyline, because they wouldn't be releasing it just to release a character on Veve. These are top quality, characters from a collectible standpoint. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So, what was the Gorlomi? What was that guy? You had?
He was just saying that we're the goats, and when he started, he had his goal was 500,000 Omi, and now he has 3.5 million, which I think is great.
Wow!
He's gonna,
congrats, man. Yeah, Gorlomi.
Yeah, he's awesome. A cool dude.
Thank you, guy. Thank you, man.
He's a cool dude. I don't know if you're educated on His Infernal Majesty, the devil lobster.
I didn't collect the him. Like the Donnie, the him. Like when they were released, I was checking out. I was subscribed to Veve, but I didn't participate in that. So they kind of blew through, and it was happening, and I'm like, I don't recognize it. You know what I mean? Otherwise, I would have picked up, 5 Donnies, 10 hymns. It wouldn't have mattered. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
You know me. You know how because back then, something that was 500 or 1,000, that was a lot. For a Donnie, 1,000. What the hell? You know what I'm saying? Because realize at 1,000 with 150, that's 150,000 market cap. That's a lot for I don't know, a dog that identifies as a unicorn. I don't know what the hell it is. You know what I'm saying? I mean, what is that thing?
Donnie's the first trans species in a cartoon, because he is a horse that believes he's a unicorn.
Oh, it's a horse. I thought it was a dog. Okay.
He is a horse, but he
identifies as a unicorn, right? Yeah, I knew he was mixed up like that, but I'm like, me, for like 1,000 for 1,000 gems back then. Yeah. That's like whoa! What are these people crazy? $1,000 for this thing? Now it's like, wow, wait, I could have bought. You could for 100,000, you could have bought 100 of them, 100 of the 150. Can you imagine right now? Whew.
Yeah, that would have been insane.
$10 million worth of worth of Donnies.
So Tony Rod, yeah, I noticed during the last couple of days that a lot of the stuff that is really good, Marvel Secret Rare, Storm and Deadpool, and a lot of stuff that I really even my love Secret Rare Loki, they all went down, and Loki went down the most. But I noticed what didn't go down was some of the grails, like Riso stayed. It went down a couple $100, and the some of the grail
Todd dropped though from like
$1,000.
Yeah, but then it just rebounded a little bit. You see it back up.
It does that. If you wanted something to trade, if you have people that's used to swing trading, just trade the Todd. Every time it goes up above 8, sell. Every time it goes back down to 7,600, buy. You could have done that like 6 times already. But then I noticed that, I had 2, so I listed mine for the floor because it didn't drop that much. And I already had a Fantastic Four #1 and #5, but I wanted a second Fantastic Four #1 because those physicals, it's like 14. The physicals are so much higher for the 1 than it is for the 5. The 5, it's still much higher, but for the 1, it's just insane. So I got one of those, and then I got another Secret Rare Loki that went from 4K to 2,700. And yes, so Dr. Profit actually bought it. I checked the thing. I was like, oh, it was Dr. Profit. So that's why I did that. That was my thing. Yeah.
What'd you list it for? Like 19 grand, something like that?
19,100. Yeah. 19,100.
$20,000, bro. How do you feel?
Pretty.
Oh, guys, we're having breakfast for dinner. How do you like that one?
Yes, I love that.
Want to come over? Catch an Uber, bro. Let's do it.
It'd be an expensive Uber. I'd be like,
you're like expensive Uber. You're only worth fucking $600,000-700,000. Don't worry about it, bro. You know what I'm saying? Worry about $100. You know what I mean?
Yeah, that's a good point.
You'll spend $2,000-3,000 in Loki's and shit, but like $100 to come over here to Jersey? Nah, bro, that's too much. Think about that for 1 minute.
That's a good question. Think
about that.
You can take the poor out of the boy. You can't take the boy out of the poor. Whatever it's called. Just the poor way bad.
Bro.
Yeah.
I got eggs. I got bacon. We got waffles, bro. I got shrimp toast, bro. I mean,
maybe this weekend. The girlfriend will be away. Maybe we can do something this weekend if I don't have anything set up. I actually, I guess I had a couple of easy passes not go through. So I actually got a call from a collections account. I haven't traveled in a while. And I was like, Yeah, you owe like like $38 that's not paid.
What was
And
him
it's
coming over from what, like the Gothels up in this?
I guess because my Easy Pass supposed to be automatic, but I guess it wasn't, and I didn't get a notification that nothing was paid, so I just assumed it was. So that was a whole thing this morning. I'm just fine now.
It's all right. You're good.
But yeah.
Oh, how did it go that day that I came on? You were all boozy woozy, bro. You started getting like Fantastic 4, 5 secret rares. I had to go.
Yeah, I got the Hitmonk. I spent like I spent like $13,000 that night because you're like, yeah, bro, get this, trust me, Fantastic Four number 1, number 5. I bought the low and high rare Hitmonkeys. I bought more alligator Loki.
Wait, hold on. But the Fantastic Four 5, the FF5 secret rare. You were like, and I was like, bro, that's a good buy. That's a good number. What mint number was that?
I can check right now. It wasn't
a floor.
I think it was a floor.
No, I don't think it was a floor. If it wasn't, I thought it was. I thought you were like, oh, I can. You even showed me. I think it was. Was it a 4-digit?
Maybe it. No, it was 11,869.
You sure?
Yeah, I'm looking at it right now. 11,869.
Oh, okay. Let me see. Wait, hold on. Let me see that.
Oh, again.
What's the I'm sorry, bro. What's the floor showing?
The floor is 52.15.
The floor on the FM, and you were like, Hen, I think I should get it. Now, what'd you pay?
$27.85.
You doubled your money already, bro.
It was good.
What's my broker fee?
What do you want? What do you want? Actually, I got some Johnny Walker Blue for my birthday last month.
Oh, that's awesome. I don't drink any whiskey or anything like that. I actually tell you a quick story.
Yeah.
Back in 2008, my brother-in-law's they have a restaurant pizzeria. It was a restaurant at the time also, but now it's a pizzeria. It's just so busy. That's all pizza now. I mean, not just pizza, it's all takeout is what I'm saying, and delivery. Long story short, there's a liquor store across the street. It's a huge one. Matter of fact, it's probably one of the busiest liquor stores in the whole entire county. And they're across the street. And right next to that, there's a bank. And so one day, I guess the owner would always bring the money in on a particular day at the same time every day. And I guess the pattern of the deposit, which was like between 50 and 75 or 100,000 cash on either a Monday or a Tuesday, whenever it was. And that pattern, he just walked it because it's only like 100 feet away, right?
Yeah.
It's next door from the liquor store to the bank.
Yeah.
So here comes this one day. I'm across the street from the bank is a pizza. Oh, my wife knows Thursday. See that? So this is going back in 2009.
Yeah.
So I'm sitting in the pizzeria at the time. I was work there. I was a banquet manager and I helped out in the takeout. Pretty much managed the place, micromanaged. And so I'm sitting there and I'm looking. I'm like, I see Jose. He's the owner. The two brothers. The one brother was walking, and he's walking like just before he got into the bank. This short black kid had dreads, heavy set, and short kid. I seen him punch Jose, knock him out, and
oh damn,
the bag flew up in the air and some money flew out. He grabbed the bag and he started running. No car, just started running up Bluefield Avenue. This is like in the North Newark section, North Newark.
Yeah.
It's where So long story short, I wind up jumping in my wife's Beamer, and he's running down a one-way street. I'm flying down 10th. It's a one-way. I'm going the opposite way, and I'm flying in the car. I catch up to the point where I can. I was able to cut him off instead of him crossing the street. I cut in front of him, and he ran toward the getaway car that had a friend of his in the driver's seat. And I pulled out my wallet and was like, Newark police, acting like I was a cop, because I knew, bro, they robbed them, you know what I'm saying? Just to scare them. Well, the getaway car must have thought I was the real police. He took off and left his friend with the money bag.
Oh my God.
Now his friend's running down the opposite of the next street over, down a normal one way.
Yeah.
And he trips So I jump in the car because I was running, and I was like, you know what? Let me go back to the cars. I jumped out the car. I jumped back in the car, and now I go to get him. I'm at the time I had we're a real close relationship with captains and the boss of Newark, and called him up and was like, I'm on Bloomfield Ave in Abington. I'm coming down. I'm going around the stadium. Get some cars right now. They blew you as soon as I made that call. You started hearing sirens.
Nice.
So I'm coming around. I cut the kid off. I hit the brakes. I started running after him, and I'm like lightning. I'm 40 years old, but I could still probably run like a 4.540, and I'm flying. And the kid, I catch him. I didn't get a chance to get him. He as he's running, the cops are coming the other way down the street. He's running off the curb. He tripped, and bro, like it was like snow falling. All the money flying. It was bills all over the freaking right in the middle of the street. Hundreds and all the cars stopped. The cops all came in. The cops and the detectives, everybody was picking up all the money. They got all the money. They got the kid $75,000. They got all his money, everything back. God. The moral of this story, they gave me a $500 leather case Magnum, like 300 milliliter monster bottle of Johnny Walker Blue. It was like a $600 bottle. It was like a suitcase, this monster thing, a big leather like coffin. You open it up, man. Yeah,
that's a dream.
Because he comes in, he's like, hey, because he comes in the pizzeria. He came in later on. He's like, Henry, I can't believe you did that. He goes, what's wrong with you? He could have had guns. Like, well, are you okay? I'm like, yeah, I'm fine, bro. It was just my natural craziness, my instinct.
Yeah.
And he's like, what do you want, man? What do you drink? Whatever. I'm not even drink, bro. I'm not, honestly. I'm like SoCo and Red Bull. I'm like lightweight. But I'm like, whatever. I'll drink a beer. But I didn't say that to him. I'm just, I'm saying, don't worry about it. I'm like, don't worry about it. Hey, I got to give you some. I got to do something. He comes back with this freaking huge thing. I'm like, what the hell's that? He opens it up. I was like, it was like Tales from the Crypt. Remember? The thing open. The thing opening up. I was like, what the hell's coming out of that thing? Bro, this huge bottle of Johnny Walker Blue. And I wind up giving it to a good friend of mine that's like a connoisseur dude. He loves that shit. He loves Johnny Walker Black naturally. But I gave him the blue, and I had a couple of shots of him one day when we were up in his penthouse. But man, let me tell you something, dude. That's a story. But yeah. Anyway, tell you about
a big bottle of liquor.
It's huge, bro.
But yeah, you getting dinner there? Do you have to go?
It smells good. Okay. Thanks, bro.
Yeah, no problem. Yeah, I want to see this advertised everywhere soon when they do marketing, when they do everything. What's your last final thought before you get out of here?
Yeah, I would thank everybody for today coming in. There's a lot of stuff, a lot of questions. I'm sorry I can't answer.
Yeah, I'll stay back to answer everything, but you're good to.
Yeah,
bounce.
That's cool, man. Thank you. Yeah, I mean, I want to, publicly thank Dr. Profit for the transaction. We both are, obviously it's a mutual thanks. I mean, obviously he's got something that no one else has, no one else will ever have because he don't sell anything. Yeah. I thought I don't want to say it because some people, they paper handed things over. Paper handing is not selling. I sold something, but I got a really good number on it. Anybody that puts an investment of, about 40,000 of something and gets almost 300,000 8 months later. And it's a buy sell process. It's not necessarily like a crypto investment or a stock investment. I think that's a good thing. You could do that. That's really it. I mean, I'm looking to and obviously invest in Veveverse. I have some money put aside for that. I also, there's some really good comics and collectibles that are going to be coming out that I'll be dipping into. I know you got, I'll talk to you about it. I know when there's some of the good stuff that comes out. I use you as a resource too, because you have a lot of experience in that. But you get news that Pokemon hits, there is absolutely, I don't want to tell you there's a 99%, is 100% guarantee that Pokemon will be released. And when it is, whenever it is, it's just going to be a great day. Because that news is going to be a great thing for the industry. It's great for Pokemon.
I'll cry.
They're in good hands. It's. I'm sorry. Oh yeah, I forgot. We got to give the giveaways.
Oh, remember? Yeah. All right. So we did the
I'll tell you what I'm going to do. I will get the winners, and I will we're going to give away Captain America Uncommons.
Okay.
We're going to give away 2. So two trivia questions. You come up with one, and
okay.
And the first one to do it like you did the last time, I guess.
Yeah. So it's the first person that I see in the comments here to type it. What is Reed Richards' daughter's name? Mr. Fantastic. What is Reed Richards' daughter's name? She's like one of the, first person to type it, and the first person that I see that's on here. Somebody just commented 15. And once you find that out, you can go and be able. His daughter. Nope, not Alicia, not Sarah, not. It's not. I mean, or maybe he's got a couple. Because I'm thinking of I messed up. I can't do it because I think he has a couple of kids. One of which is Nicholas Jung got it. Valeria. That was the one that I was thinking of. So I'll put it as Nicholas Jung. Jung. Just message me on that.
Win. What? Stephen Wynn?
No, it's Nicholas Jung. I said Valeria. Because I'm sorry. Ben Hudson. Ben Hudson was. Oh no, God. I'm sorry. These are coming in out of order. I'm not 100% sure why. Yeah, Stephen Gwynn. This is wow. I have 250 people commenting. That's why. But it was Stephen Gwynn that got it the first one. Yeah.
You 100%?
Yeah. Unless they came out, I don't think we can do another giveaway like that because the comments just came in completely. So it was Stephen Gwynn that actually won. And they went, yeah. So the other one, I don't know how you want to do the other one.
I'm gonna ask.
That keeps going. Oh wow.
Hold on 1 second. Okay. It's gonna be a comic.
Oh, the next one. The comic.
Yeah, it's gonna be a comic. It's got to be exact. And not only does it have to be the exact name of the comic, it has to be the right number.
Can you message me what it is first so I know what to look for?
Oh yeah, I'm sorry. I'll just give you the answer.
Okay, got it.
Okay. Which comic displays on the secret rare small little bald guy? Small little bald guy.
Small little bald guy on a comic secret rare. All right. We are looking at all of these are going to come in a giant flurry. Haven't seen it yet.
First one released.
I think Troll Games got it, unless I am.
What?
Yeah, I think Troll Games got it because that was Fantasy 430. So Troll Games is the winner. So I'll put the comic as Troll Games, and then so they could just message you for that, right? Because you have all the comics, or you have them already, the uncommon, or do you want to send them to me and I'll give them away?
No, I'm gonna send them to you.
Okay. All right, so you got my QR code, right? All right, send them to me, and then Stephen Gwynn.
Is that a Chavy Cat 5, like Cat 5 The Wire?
No, it's just Chavy Cat 5 number 5, like the numeral, like number.
Oh no, I meant like Cat 5. You know, the wire is a Cat 5 wire.
No, it's just.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I used to have like gamer tags that was Chavy Cat 1, 2. So this one is just. This username is just Chavy Cat 5. Okay.
I'm going to send that to you now. Congratulations on the two.
And you guys, Troll
congratulations
Games,
to Wendy.
Gwynn.
You know that's.
Oh awesome, yes, of course.
That's awesome that she won.
Yeah.
Huh? Yeah. I'm gonna okay. I'm gonna send them over to you right now, and then yeah, bro. Thank you very much for having me, and I will. We'll talk again. I know, every time we come on, it's a great show. It's a great live stream. We get a lot of people in here, and I just to let everyone know, collecting is not as easy as it may seem. However, just stay with the good stuff. Stay with the stuff that works. Don't spread yourself out too thin and then have regret later on that you spent too much money on things. I know everybody's all, just buy now happy and drop happy, and they don't care what they get because they think they're going to get a secret rare and be rich.
Yeah.
Go for it. We all hit it. Doesn't matter. $6.99, never know. But if you don't get the secret rare, or you do get something that it's just any number, it's still a part of your collection. And don't get discouraged and just like, oh, I want to sell. What the hell am I doing with this thing?
Yeah.
Listen, there's the guy that I just spoke with today.
Mm-hmm.
He got the Walt Partners with Mickey in a drop, the 41. Paid $333 for the 41, a legitimate situation. And I'm offering him 65,000 USD tether, and he's declining it. So just realize this is the market. It's not like, bird in a hand. He has his right pricing. That's what they want. And I respect that. I'm just making a point. You never know. You can get lucky, so don't be discouraged. And good stuff to come, bro.
Agreed.
Every day. Good luck with the drop Thursday.
Yeah, of course,
and,
of course.
And I think we got one Saturday coming. Is that a spoiler?
Yes, we'll on Thursday we'll get to know the what it is, and then on Friday we'll get the Medium article for it. So I'll be you can bounce. I'll answer everyone's questions here for the next 6 hours. I'm going all night. I got 70% battery. I'm going all night.
Go.
All right,
thanks,
thank you,
bro.
Mr.
Thank you, bro. I'll see you later, man. We're gonna.
All right, peace.
Take care, everybody.
Okay, so why did OMI go up today? I have a theory, and I've been talking to Mr. Pags about this theory, and I don't know what he actually thinks of it, but we went up from 0.0048 or 51 to whatever. We're 0.006. We were at oh my God, we were at 0.0064 at one point. And then so why? I have this theory. The first day that they were on Discord, they said that this week and next week, all about education. Today they're on Discord. On Thursday they'll be on Twitter talking about what to do with the exchanges, what to do on the app, where to send your OMI. And on Monday and Wednesday of next week, that's the exact same thing that they're going to be doing. So I think that I don't think it's a coincidence that on the first day that they are talking about exchanges, that they're talking about what to do, that this is being going up. I think it's some of the exchanges that we know that they're going on, or we can speculate that they're going on, but the exchanges know exactly which date they're probably going on. I think that some people in those exchanges, and I'm talking about Mr. Pags, are letting it leak to their friends, whether it's on Wall Street or their wealthy friends, wherever, saying hey, yeah, go buy a bunch of OMI. Because again, you were seeing candles for 30, 40 million. That doesn't normally happen. So again, why does that normally? All right, Mr. Pags is sending me those, so I'll get those giveaways after. Like I said, that doesn't normally happen. Typically, our volume has been around 5 million. That's the average daily trading volume for every 24 hours. That is nothing. We were actually at 10 million at one point per day, and for us to be for 5 million. And hold on, I got to get Brendan Z told me that the common alligator Lokis are back down to 60. So I just bought another one for 60. So thank you, Lily19. I don't know who you are, but you made me happy. So if you take a look at even the volume right now, let's say how many orders do we have? All right, there's not too many right now. One for 1.6, one for 4. But if we go to CoinGecko.com and we refresh the page, thank you, Mr. Pags, for doing that. We're taking a look, and we have $11 million in trading volume. Again, we only have usually about 5, at least for the past couple weeks, past month or so. And now we have double that. So that's why we increased 14% today. At some point, almost 18, 20%. So it's a little ridiculous. But yeah, that's why. Oh God! All right, some other questions right here. Partners for the win. Yeah, dude. The statues that they. Oh, my body. The statues at number 41, I would probably hold on to that. And the only reason why I would sell is because I'm not really nostalgic for, Walt Disney or Mickey Mouse. Like I'm not nostalgic for Loki. I'm more nostalgic for, I guess, Deadpool. And again, I only have one of him, but the only reason I would sell him is just because I wanted something else, because I'm privileged enough to have that Omi, to be able to have these in collection where, let's say that goes eventually in 10 years and that's like $2 million. And okay, did I miss out on $2 million? Sure. But maybe at the time, what I bought goes up. I'm going to make a video. And the video will be the top. Again, I'll tell you guys now, top 5 safest ones. 200 people here, so don't even watch the video if you don't want it. The Todd. Or no, I'm sorry. The Secret Rare Spider-Man. And this is just the collectibles, not the comics. Secret Rare Spider-Man. And we got the Todd. Then we got the Ultra Rare Spider-Man. And then either the Riso or the Walt. But either way, whether the last two are interchangeable or not, that's probably the top 5. Those are probably the top 5, one of the safest bets. And obviously the runners up, the honorable mentions are Superman, first appearance Joker, first appearance Harley Quinn, first appearance Wonder Woman. Those are the honorable runners up, but just those collectibles are just so huge. And then after that would just be, Spider-Man, like all of the rare, the common, the uncommon. If somebody wants a giant portfolio that is similar to the S&P 500, that will get you slow growth pretty much every year, pretty much at all times. We have some down days, absolutely. We have some down weeks, yeah, probably. Especially in a bear market. Like, I don't think we've really been in a NFT bear market, crypto winter, yeah, a bunch of times. NFT, I'm not really so sure. Especially these type of NFTs. These type of NFTs are completely different than the NFTs that are out there right now with the World of Women and the Bored Ape Yacht Club. These are, what the independent artists did is very commendable, and they should be recognized for their achievements. That people are they're enjoying their artwork. Like, what did I think it was Kyle or Stan say in that South Park thing? Like, when they were in a band together and they all got really big and famous and became about money. He's like, how do we feel no, we were just stoked that people were listening to our music. These artists are probably just, yes, the money's great, but they're probably just stoked that so many people are looking and appreciating their art. Like, that's a dream for them. That probably means more to them than the money, even though the money means a lot. That's it. They did the dream. They were starving artists and they lived the dream. They did it. They're continuously doing it. But most people in the world have zero idea what a Bored Ape Yacht Club is, or Women of the World NFT. Zero idea. Everyone knows Superman. Everyone knows Mickey Mouse. Again, there's probably maybe almost an equal amount of people that knows what a Bored Ape Yacht Club is for Alligator Loki. I think Alligator Loki's maybe a little bit more popular just because it was on Disney Plus. But again, everyone knows Superman, everyone knows Batman, everyone knows Spider-Man, everyone knows Wonder Woman. Those are just ones that you won't be. I mean, even Iron Man, everyone knows them because of the movies now. So we got everyone saying bye to Pags. We're on Thursday's comic. Yes, I forget what it was. If you go to Veve's Twitter, it'll say. I don't think it was anything crazy spectacular. It's only 10,000 mints though. So for 10,000 mints, it's going to be like a not Thor, Beta Ray Bill comic. It's going to be like a Secret Rare Hit Monkey. It's going to be kind of one of those, 10,000. Thank you for that. I was able to go and that holders of comics out. I'm going to double see. I'm going to wait until I see Comics and Crypto's video on it. They always do like a few minute explanation, history about it, and whether it's a buy or a sell. So yeah. Super Hangs. I feel great about my investment every time Randy and Mr. Pags do a live stream. Thank you. RT do 3CPO. Maybe I'll get 3PO back. Well, that'd be great if Boba Fett was coming. I can't wait to see tomorrow's episode of Boba Fett. You guys have to watch that. So watch The Mandalorian first if you haven't. That is so good. Or was kind of isn't Marvel? I don't know. Renzi's number 41 wall. Yeah, I know, right? What was coming, and the droids will go up in the Death Star in space. Only player ones is I went up because I used almost all my money to buy an NFT. I started rebuying already. A few months were definitely above a penny. Usually I saw months, and it takes weeks or days. I think by February, as long as we are able to get exchanges in February, we will probably be able to get 1 cent. Again, if we get exchanges late February, like last week of February, yeah, a penny. If we get it early to mid-February, dude, 2 pennies. No cap. Elsa bags now. Sold the Elsa. Maybe I'll get her back. Actually, I don't think she is, but if she's like, $900, I'll totally get her. I don't think she is though. I'm pretty sure that she is. She was up to 1,500. She did drop to like 1,300. If she dropped any more, maybe I'll get her back. But if she hasn't, then I'll get her back when Omi moons at some point. There's a lot of things. Oh, Danny Boy. 1,380. I actually could get it, but I got 1,700. I don't know. I don't know about that. I want to wait for other stuff. I think I'll save it for whatever Saturday's drop is. And again, I might get lucky on Thursday. Hold on, Walt 41 is at least 150. Let me see what Walt is. I'll let you know. It's an ultra rare. And for sale, 17.5. Actually, yeah, that's worth a lot. Yeah, probably over 100K. Let's say even at 120, so let's say 90K USDT. It's probably about, yeah, good idea for him to hold. Omi price will moon. Hey, just I mean Taco Bell as well. And that's the thing, like I said, you have these people that are, Hello K, who was in the chat before, says 2 cents. Daniel Leah said 5 cents. There's just no way. There's zero way that happens. I'm not saying that like, oh, we're not going to get it. I'm saying that there's as close to 0% chance as you could get that we only get there, and like that's the height we get for this year. Yeah, 30 cents I think is a good base case. As long as the bull run lasts through summer, we get there before bear market. In my opinion, not financial advice. People are scared that migration and bridging. They're coming into Omi now, send the Veve account, and don't worry about it later. Yeah, 100%. Like, I don't want. I don't want to go and put it on BitForex. I'm going to wait until it gets on Coinbase. Now, when is it going to go on Coinbase? I don't know. Is that going to be one of the first ones? I don't think so. I think they would start off with a cool coin, right? If I'm 100% wrong, then oh boy. But with Binance announcing Immutable X, I did a video on that, and you have us connected to that. There's an episode of Gilmore Girls where the grandmother Emily really wants the granddaughter Rory to go to Yale, and then the mom doesn't want her to go because or she wants her to go to the Harvard. That was her dream, but then said, well, if she gets into Yale, don't you think that would make Harvard want her more? And Lorelai kind of sees reasons, like, okay, I didn't think of that. But if they have a deal with like any one of them, whether it's Coinbase or Binance, get one of them on board, that's going to make the other one want them. Hey, we need them too. FOMOing in, yeah. Randy's Veve is Chavy Cat 5, CHAVY Cat 5. So go to the Steve Rogers musical poster for Marvel. So Marvel Steve, and look at number 45 on that one. I'm going follow me on that one. Tony Rod says, would you sell an Elsa and C-3PO for a secret rare Storm? Right now, yes, because Elsa's near all-time high. Elsa's all-time high was 1,500. She's down to 1,380. So it's pretty near all-time high. C-3PO, I'm not so sure, but I bought another Storm before. And again, I don't. So the ones that I don't, eventually I might sell a couple of Storms. Eventually, the ones I don't sell are Alligator Lokis, but the Storms are. They were 21. They're 2,300 right now. She was $3,000, and she went back to 23. This is number 1204. It's 2,300 right now. So when you have Storm at such a high price, coming back down $700, that is a much better deal in my opinion than sticking with Elsa, who is only $120 away from her all-time high. Now, is Elsa going to go up past her all-time high? Absolutely. Absolutely. But Storm she's already been there. She's already been $700 higher than where she is right now. So to me, that's a no-brainer. And if you want, I'm pretty sure Storm would rock it more than C-3PO. Will she outperform Elsa? I don't know. There's how many there Elsas there are? I don't know if there's 12. Yeah, there's 12. There's 12,000 of her. So there's like 8 times. So let's say 1,500. Yeah, there's 8 times as many Elsa as there are Storm. So and Dr. Prophet's got a lot of Storm. I have 6. I don't know. Ray Fixie surprising me. So I don't know. Yeah, that's what I would do. Voltura needs to get pumped, maybe. And so C-Spill, let me know if you find me or not. I think Pag said he liked them. TJF says I can relate. Grew up on Star Wars, huge fan, but the kids younger than me in the future, they grew up more at Marvel, Elsa, not saying Star Wars won't be. Star Wars will be huge, but we needed Luke Skywalker. We need a Mandalorian. We need a baby Yoda. And a Yoda, we need in his prime Obi-Wan Kenobi. Need a Vader, Darth Maul. We need, yeah. Kitty Pie 69. Yeah. Dan Chavez, great job tonight. I want to thank you, Dan Chavez. Thank you so much. Dan Chavez, we converse every now and then. We follow each other on the Twitter. So I'd like to think we are a little bit more than acquaintance. Granted, he follows like everyone on Twitter, but that should not take away from the fact that he follows me on Twitter. And you know who else y'all should follow on Twitter? At Hey David Don, one of the best people that you could follow. Speaking of other, you got at EQ_crypto, at wetwizard.vv. On the YouTube, everyone should check out Kyle Willson, Wendy Stibalis, Golden Assets, Puddin' Cheeks, VV Las Vegas, Taps Trades, Mars Davis, and Legacy of Bermuda. If you want to go off any of these things, go to AfroDroidLegends.org, YouStayGlassy.store, WoundedWarriorProject.org, and ChaviCat5, totally follow on the VV app. Also follow Standoff Chart. You don't know how to search for Standoff Chart? Go to the Secret Rare the Secret Rare Spider-Man's. He's the one that listed his for $69,420. Yes, $69,420. I should do that with one of mine, ChaviCat5. You can go to the Steve Rogers musical poster. My number 45 is up there for like $1,000. Stupid undervalued, in my opinion. Maybe some South Park, I know, right? Number 69, 420 numbers. I have number 69 Storm Rare. I have 69 Common Alligator Loki, and I have 69 Ultra Rare Alligator Loki. So I do have a couple of 69s. I should get some 420. You're right. Maxwell's Yo Family Stack Jack, baby. Who is 69 Elsa? Oh, that'd be great. I don't know. Hey, Danny, but Ultra Rare Spider Day 6,400. Yo, get that bread. Get that bread. Rita says, Randy, should I sell my golden moments for a Walt? I think, was it Vice? I think it was Vice. I'm going to Twitter because I think, was it Trevor or maybe it was a Comey? Yeah, it was Vice, the one has 60,000 followers, DJ Vice. Oh, DJ Vice follows me. Oh, that's in real life 18 hours ago. Put the Walt statue in front of the normal statue. So, yeah. I interview Gary again, those V games causing high and what, oh, he's talking to Dan. I mean, he just interviewed him. He just interviewed Gary Vee, so I don't know when he'll do them again. Late 10K editions release. Oh yes, it is. Crypto says it's a sell. Okay, good to know. Of an animated Donald Duck. That'd be nice too. I mean, Donald Trump from The Simpsons. That'd be great. My friends and I, we bought over 50 million today. That's what you. Oh, that was you. Do you have connections? No, that's good. Wow, that's great. Now, after a meteoric rise days like today, I would say, yeah. I just gotta copy this real quick. I gotta give it to someone. Because I'm gonna try to do. I can't say who it is yet. I gotta do a. I'm gonna set up someone you guys would pretty much like to see. And I'll hopefully have them on the podcast. I'll have a dual podcast with someone else. They're about Omi pumping is wrong. The real is because I saw. Oh, sorry. Why would you sell? Why would you sell? Steve Dunn says, guys, why is Steve Rogers Marvel Mighty $100? He's the first appearance Captain America. Probably why. I would, Tony Rod. I would, if I had an Elsa and a C3PO to get another Secret Rare Storm, yeah, probably. Always says, when will we be able to move our NFTs off the Veve platform onto hard wallet? Come on, 9% of us have more in our Veve accounts than our own bank account. That might take a couple months. I mean, they have a bunch of things to do. They have the migration, and they have the listings, the exchanges, and then they, have MTL. I think there are other things that they should focus on first, but I'm not saying that that's not a priority. I think that is at some point. Wallet, you keep your Omi in 6 different trust wallets. So they're pretty good. It says, as much as we love the app, I would love to see our NFTs on a different platform, also on a white background, maybe completely undermining me. But one battle tournaments. Oh, that was so good. First Captain America. Yep. Stacking any Mermacornos. I used to stack the Stalinas. I don't anymore. Death Star. Yes, 100% the Death Star. If we can get a Death Star that can blow up, that we can blow up ourselves, like how in a wizard's chest in Harry Potter, after they break each other, they go reparo or something like that, and then they're able to come back. I think we could have like Legos. Like, wouldn't it be cool if you could build a Death Star with Legos, destroy it, and then be able to put like a spell, and then it comes back together? Like, I would have fun destroying that thing all day. How am I going to destroy it with this time? Well, Luke's going to hit the whatever. But how am I going to destroy it the next time? I don't know. Next time I'll blow it up from the inside, something like that. And top 5% mints. I don't think. If you're going to get a top 5% mint, you're getting it because the top 5% mint. I think it has zero to do with the Master Collector program points. Yeah, podcast say, oh, thank you, Lawrence Davis. Thank you. Awesome, Justin B. And get rid of those links in there using timeout. Go and send trust wallet. No problem, Joy. Joy Requejo, you are my. I did a fridge shout out. I didn't do a Patreon member shout out. Don't let them in. Don't let them see. Be the good girl you always have to be. Conceal, don't feel, don't let them know. Well, now they know. Let it go, let it go. Okay, moving on. I think Iron Man first appearance is also undervalued. It'll be 1,500 a couple weeks sooner. Maybe. Rick and Morty NFT. Oh, that'd be great. I would love that. I love that so much. Go to you on Twitter. Maybe I got a good idea for your animal shelters. Okay, I will check that. Be advised. I am like I'm at. I'll just give you a real quick. Again, I love that. I do try to get back to everyone. And I do sometimes every now and then some slip through the cracks, but it's not too bad now. It's not too bad. I'm only 3 hours behind on the comment on the YouTube comments. I can be able to take care of that after this is done. No, I'm only 2.5 hours in. It's easy. Would you consider adding to your 116 millimeter? Or I don't have any more money, or else I would. Yeah, 100% I would. 100%. 116.5. What I have. I'd love to get to 117. I'd love to get to 120. I just don't know of anything right now that yeah, I don't know of anything that I could sell. I mean, if somebody wanted to buy, see, here's the thing. You know, if you wanted to buy my, let's say, Captain America number 47 secret rare, and you say, hey, like, and I think that, and I'll let you know what would be a fair price. Give or take for Omi, maybe I would do that, and maybe I could try to buy another, maybe like a 48 or a 40, 46, whatever, with the Moon Omi, and then the difference, I could try to gamble that, but go and take a look, see my Captain America here. All right, so it's about 6,000. So $6,000 is the floor. So for a secret rare, the floor of the sub 100s are usually about 2.5 times what the floor is. So figure about 15K, and for a sub 50, it's usually 3x of that. So it'd be about $45,000. So let's take a look if that's actually around what we can get. What I say, 15 for the sub. You can get a what? You can get a Captain America secret rare number 92 for $10,000. That is stupid undervalued. Like, that is stupid undervalued. That should be 15. Like, that's less than double. I don't have anything to sell. I mean, do I sell my second resale for it, or my because I already sold one of them. I don't. I mean, and then get the resale back at some point. I mean, I don't. It's hard. That is hard. Because this was already at 6.6 at one point. So you're telling me that I could get a sub 100 for $3,400 higher than what the no. This is too cheap. It should be around what number 93 is, about 14.9. 14.9, so 15K. But yeah, that's the floor of the sub 50 should be about 45,000. Number 48's at 64.9. So if I put my 47 out there at 45, 40, 7,000, and somebody bought it, that's properly rated. But if they wanted to pay me an Omi for that, I would totally do that. Oh, hey, Wet Wizard Veve. Wet Wizard is he's on there, number 52, 12.9 thousand. Yeah, it's worth it. Totally worth it. Totally worth it. I gotta message him. Hey, Wet Wizard, you should actually be. Come on. Yeah, I'll shoot him a message, and I gotta tell him, hey, you can't do that. You gotta change the listing on your secret rare cap. Should be. He messaged me, said disregard. Says I should buy it. I don't have the gems. If I were to sell my reso, I would. But see, here's do I spend an extra $3,000 on getting number 52? You know, where I could just get number 90. At the end of the day, it's a 2-digit mint. That is undervalued. The 92 and the 52 are both. I'm sorry. Yeah, the number 92 and the 52 are both undervalued. And what Wizard? If this sells right now, you got to give me a common alligator Loki. Man, that's hard. I triple down? I only have one reso left, and out of my one reso that I have left, you put I pulled a C3PO in Kobe's giveaway. Oh my goodness. Heyo. Kobe Collects. Did a giveaway, and I just pulled a C3PO in Kobe Collects' blind box. Get the fudge out of here. Oh my God. Ah! I'm sorry. It's great.
That's good. That's a good day. Maybe I could sell. Maybe I could sell that. Wet Wizard Veve. Would you trade a C3PO in conjunction with something else for that Captain America? Oh my God. Thank you. Colby Collects YouTube's come say hi. I'm streaming now. But maybe after, tell him I love him. Yeah, Jesse, tell him I love him. Wow, that's amazing. That's insane. Where was I before this? I completely forget where I was going. But yes, I would consider adding. Oh, Earth 2 is on the precipice of greatness. Again, buying that drone video game, about to release it for free. They hired that guy from Binance. White Bear's coming out with the Essence. I am pumped on Earth 2. Got 30,000 Essence. Got a bunch of tiles. Megacity in there. Chavez Topia. I'm in a good position in Earth 2. Favorite comic ever? Comic run. I've got to be Civil War. Civil War is so good. That is so heckin' good. Yeah, the Secret War is. I'm sorry. Civil War is probably my. I mean, Secret War is great too, but Civil War is probably that. Right here is quickly outlined. Yeah, sure. Happy with 20 million Omi. Yes, 20 million is good. Compare this hype and energy to Funko Pops. Think about how much all the OG Pops from the early years. I never got into them. But again, I think these are better because again, they don't take up space in your house. Like I've had friends. I haven't dated a girl. Had a wall of Funko Pops. Like, yeah, I can't fit anymore. It's like, so these you can buy as many as you want, and is DeLorean rare with a chance? I have the DeLoreans. I have the Ecto ones, and those will not be sold. So I got them, but I got them early. I don't know if they're worth it right now. Look at the ultra rare sub 100 Spider-Mans. Oh, well, let's take a look. See the ultra rare sub 100 Spider-Man. Yeah, there's so many craziness happening right now. This is great. This is a good night. This is a good night. Ultra rare 107. Okay, so there's 107. So it's $7,100 right now. So probably 28,000 should be the floor. But you can get number 67 for 22,000. Yeah, a bunch of these are undervalued. Yeah, number 67, 76, 78, and 79. Those are, and actually number 47 that you can get for 69,000. It's pretty good. I mean, at that point, just at the secret rare, but 7,100, very nice. So I told you he would eventually outpace Ben Riley. What's Ben Riley at? He's at 7,800. Yeah, so this is good. Everything's going pretty well. It's going pretty well. What's the secret rare at? Secret rare is a 54. All right, that's fine. They had a couple of sales of that. That's all right. You just remember what you sold everything at? Not everything, but yeah, a lot. Weirdly enough, yeah. And yay, I won C3PO. I will never, ever. Where am I? Is that a better one? I don't know how to. Okay, I will never sell the Dashi. Dashi is going to be there for life. For life. Okay. All right. And thank you so much, Jess, for letting me know that I pulled a C3PO in Colby Collects Custom Blind Box. Need gems. Would you sell Ultra Rare Deadpool 550? I think it'll go a lot higher. Eventually, it'll go a lot higher. But again, what are you selling the gems for? And do you really like Ultra Rare Deadpool? Do you have other Deadpools? I think you will go higher in the future. But I mean, are you selling to get something that you really want? And that, if it's something that you don't, if Deadpool's not like I could take them or leave them, to be honest, and I really want this, by all means. But if it's just to try to flip, I would hodl right now. Hi, Wandykins. Oh wow, congratulations! I know, right? Maybe I'm wrong about Kobe Collects. Yeah, no, he's great. He's great. I've had nothing but positive experience about him. He's always been really nice. Oh, well, thank you. Congrats. Thank you. So Kobe, yeah, I don't know. Just said, let's go, Randy. And congrats. Oh, well, thank you. Well, thank you so much. What am I gonna do with this either? Oh, I might maybe. I don't know.
Maybe I'll get the R2 and complete the set and then sell it. I don't know. No, I don't have enough money for R2 right now. There's nothing wrong with Kobe Clay. Yeah, it's great. Chavez, congrats. So I thank you. Oh, Nerd Shaman, how are you? Well, thank you. Well, thank you so much. Oh, and we actually have a super chat from the legend himself. And you did it, brother. Pulled something that matches the color of this super chat. I'm sorry, I'm just really excited. That's good times. I won. I feel so special here. I feel so special. Thank you so much, Kobe Collects. Shout out to him for always coming and just being a bro, just coming in and just spreading positivity on my channel. Just going and just being an absolute mad lad, just being an absolute legend. Doing a bunch of giveaways, doing a bunch of blind boxes, just again anything that gets the community pumped and grows the hobby. Probably really good. Again, and I'm sad I wasn't able to be there today. There was almost $300,000 deal that went down with Mr. Pags and Dr. Profit, and it had to be covered. But like I said, I do apologize for not being there today. I wish I could. I would let me know when the next one is so I could go and stop by and be like, hey-oh. Thank you so much, brother. My Kobe Collects Canadian homie. Where was I? Huddle. Now where was Bullhorn? Oh, well, thank you. And saying that an amazing idea to connect the animal shelter idea to help and care for animals with the NFT world. Or if there's a digital dog later in the metaverse that you have to feed, once a week, but you can feed them only 5 gems or the equivalent of food, and only 1,000 people can feed them. It's like a drop. That's a really good idea. Well, look at people who gets to feed. I'm going to take your idea and I'm going to run with it, because that people would love to do that. And like especially if you shout out, if I have like a huge channel, say, oh, if you donate $5, and if you're the $5 the one that feeds this dog, it's all going to go to charity. But if you're the one that I pick out of the name, then you get to have your name on my stream or something. That's another good reason to be able to go and on that. I'm gonna rehab. Yep. Dog, you'll get points and a badge. The money will be spent, but that's a good point. Like I said, I just screenshotted that, but so thank you so much. I know. I fear Randy on the job. Everything here from one vet to another. Well, Sergeant, what do you think about Shark Bite for 400? A lot of people ask me about him. I don't know if anyone's pulled the trigger. I assume a couple have. Worst case scenario, you lose $400. Like worst case scenario, that goes to zero. Will it go to zero? Probably not. Will it go to $10,000? Also probably not. But it could go to 800. It could go down to 200. I mean, the 200 would be like the cheapest secret rare ever. But it looks cool. I think it looks cool. If I had a bunch of gems, and I would get one just because it looks nice. But I wouldn't get it like, it's the greatest investment ever. I don't know too much about them though. So when I did look at those. Did it, brother? Hold something that matches this color. I did. I couldn't tell you were Canadian before the way you spelled color. Oh, thank you, Matt. I'm so happy. That made my day. I remember at Dan K, I just sold mine for 408. I think it'll eventually go up, but I want to complete the Loki set. There you go. Get that Loki set. R2D2? Yeah. I don't know. What is the Mint C3PO? Yeah. Let me know. Would you compare this hype and energy to Funko Pops? I think it was up there before. I think it's better. I think it's bigger. And again, the people that collected Funko Pops, at least the girl that I dated and a couple of the friends that she had, I had, they didn't have a ton of money. The people that are collecting these NFTs, a lot of them have a fudge ton of money. So I think there's a lot more opportunity here and a lot quicker. Some Blossom Buttercup was 2% on the market for both. They have edition 5,000, 4,000 is a good. I think they are. I think they're very good long term because, so again, that wasn't just a show in the 90s. They did remake the show. I don't know if the newer show was good or not, but I know it didn't have Tara Strong, which I was a little upset about. But yes, I do think those are very good. Make a run now that we'll be able to display them on our vault soon. I think that a lot of the people that are buying comics here have not bought them in real life. And this is just the beginning. They might have a little bit of a run up if you can display them in your vault. But I think the real run up will be when you're able to go and have Omi to NFT. Again, because it's Marvel owned by Disney, I don't expect them on OpenSea for a while. But at some point, I don't know if they'll mirror their. Here's the thing. You give us 1,000 Charizards. Or I'm sorry, give us 1,000 Mewtwo. Same as Spider-Man, same as Captain America. 1,000 secret rare Mewtwo. That'll be 10K right off the bat. If Omi is at 10 cents by that point, even if it's at 5 cents and I have $5 million, I'll spend $50,000. I'll get 5. If that's a $10,000, which is probably going to be more. If it's $50,000, I'll get one. But I guarantee you that and that's what Pokemon. Again, like is 1,000 of them going to match the super secret battle ones? I don't. Again, those could be like 100K. You know, PSA 10. There's not that many of those. And if it's 1,000, maybe. If the physical collectibles right now, the DC collectibles, are any indication of what the prices of the comics can be, ask anyone who's bought the physical Todd, the physical black and white stuff. It's a fraction of what these are. These digital ones are so much higher. Now, I think that might be a little impossible for the comics, because some of these comics go for hundreds of thousands of millions of dollars. Are these going to go for hundreds of thousands? Maybe. Millions? I don't know. But that's why I sold the Reso, and I got another Fantastic Four #1, and I got another Alligator Loki. I do have half a mind to sell the other Reso, because I already have because I can just get that back at some point if I need it. And again, we don't know where these go. I fully expect Reso to get to 50K this year, if not 100K. He's been staying around 19 he was staying around 16 for a while. Boy, Rabby's looking for gems too. I don't have the gems, man. Sorry, I'm sorry. Bunch of people be doing the stuff. Okay, all right, moving on. Deadpool comment is pumping. Nice. All right, do you think that's safe? Put Omi into the Veve wallet. I think that here's the choices. I don't know what type of security measures they're going to be in the future. Right now, it's annoying and it sucks. If you're going to put any significant amount of Omi in there, change your password constantly. For your email, have 2FA enabled. Google Authy, two-factor authentication. There's a website. It's like password random generator. Go to that website. It'll give you like 27 or 28 characters. It'll be like A614, comma, dash, 13. Like they'll give you like color. No. And you copy it and you save it somewhere and like copy it or just write it down like 3 different places, and then say, okay, that's your password for your email, that's your password for Veve. Do that for both. Do a password. You could have the finger lock. I don't really like, because if you just take a little bit of makeup and you put like a cooking sheet, like a little bit of those things over it, you could be able to recreate that. Because most people do not clean. If I put my thumb on here, my thumbprint's on there. All you have to do is put a little bit of makeup on the cookie sheet, and then just put warm over it, and it'll think it's good. It'll think it's done. But if you had a passcode, I don't know, 6, 8 digits, whatever they have it at, that's a little harder to guess. I mean, if it's only 4 digits, you could do that 10,000 times, but after 3 times, I think it goes to super lock mode. But so here's the options here. You're going to have people that have hundreds of millions, or even billions of OMI that are gonna be like, okay, what do I need to stake? What's the highest staking tier? And they say it's $100,000, and they're going to do that. Why? Because there's a possibility that if you stake at the highest tier, maybe you get you're going to get, I don't know what it's going to be. It's probably going to be pretty cool. Probably going to be pretty awesome for the benefits, whether it's in the Veveverse, whether it's collectibles. I don't know. I think that, and those people are going to do it, and they're going to be like, if I lose it, I lose it. I just want the ability to buy land, or I want the ability to do whatever. So you could either say, am I going to risk what I have? If you don't have a lot, maybe don't do it. But most likely it'd be fine if it's on the app. You know, we know who they are. Like, we know the team, they know us. I feel safe with them. So like I said, I feel safe. All right, a quick question. You sell a Marvel #1 ultra rare Deadpool sub 100 and Groot sub 100? Well, I bought a common Groot #51. I don't have a sub 100, but I mean, yeah, those are good characters, and those, you know, sub 100s are good. Yeah. DC Comics. Oh, can't wait to get those. What do you think? Wonder Woman only being 635, cheap. I took Bored Apes about a year, and some of those rocketed. When if these Veve NFTs arrived in Mutal X, Moon right out the gate, or a slow build up? I don't think it would take a year. I think that we'll be able to moon a lot faster because of the IP. Again, nobody heard of Bored Apes, no one knew what it was, but they know what. I know what this is. I know Marvel and DC. I know that now. Again, I don't expect to lead with that. It'd probably be DesignerCon, and how many people are going to really buy those? I don't know. Maybe the apes, the golden apes, maybe. As a strong IP, the phase of uncertainty is much shorter. Even, I think they will be sought after very quick. Yeah, same. I'm gonna head out, my friend. Have a great night. Thank you so much. Yeah, I'm getting around the 3-hour mark. I am quite tired. Yeah, so I'm gonna bounce. But thank you all for the super chats. Everyone, take a look at, again, at HeyDavidDon on Twitter, standoff chart on the Veve app. Kyle Willson, Wendy Stibalis, Golden Assets, Puddin' Chiefs, Veve Las Vegas, Taps Trades, Mars Davis, and Legacy of Bermuda on the YouTube. At EQ_crypto, at Wet Wizard Veve on the Twitter, AfroDroidLegends.org. I think it's not, yeah, okay, I'm sorry. USeglassy.store and WoundedWarriorProject.org. Thank you very much. I love you all. One last shout out to my Patreon members because I love them. What's it gonna be? Gonna be, do you have the time to listen to me whine about nothing and everything all at once? I am one of those melodramatic fools, neurotic to the bone, no doubt about it. I love you guys. Thank you all for everything. I'll catch you all later. Everyone say bye-bye to Dashi. Bye-bye, Dashi. Maybe I'll go live later. Again, I don't know. Okay, where's the end broadcast? Okay, where's